Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NFL Draft Night. We are finally here. It has been the moment we've all been waiting for. Sorry for the technical difficulties to start for the first 30 seconds, just trying to get this up because this is our first ever live NFL draft stream that you can check out right now on youtube.com. It is called the first ever NFL draft stream on WVOF Sports. We got the lead host, we got the Patriots fan, we got the fanatic, we got the psycho craze kid that won't stop raging about the Patriots, Collin O'Callaghan. Two guys across from me who are Giants fans. We got Sean Vowells, my right-hand man, and then we have a new one. No, it is not Jackson Trennaman. We have a new face to the show, TJ. What is going on? Is everyone hype?
Yeah, I'm hype. It's time for the NFL draft, Collins. Yeah. Second time in 7 hours that we're going to talk some football.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fun show. We are live on YouTube. For those, again, if you want to tune into the show. Sean, just a quick reminder just to see if the YouTube stream is working because I really hope that we have the audio working. But we got the record. The mics are on. And, we have to talk about some breaking news that just took place. Lamar Jackson finally getting his money. 5 years, $260 million, if I remember correctly. $183 million guaranteed. We honestly were worried that this was going to carry over into the offseason and into training camp. But for 5 years, Lamar Jackson is going to continue to be the face of this league, or a face of this team. And I got to say, what the heck took so long? I'll let you guys share your thoughts now.
It just came down to the guarantees. I feel like Deshaun's deal kind of, that made Lamar think about what he actually could get. And then it sort of came out that Deshaun's deal was sort of kind of an anomaly. But I'm just kind of interested to see, what Herbert and Burrow get. That's going to be just insane, especially Burrow. Because, Burrow has he has a Super Bowl appearance. So
he got his option picked up.
Yeah, and I feel like he's going to get his contract in the next few, in the training camp, so we'll see.
Sean?
Yeah, Lamar requested a trade, but a lot of trade requests recently have not actually gone through. And they've ended up seeing eye to eye eventually, other than, of course, the newest New York Jet. But he got a lot of money. He got more money than Jalen Hurts, who got a lot of money. So not really sure where you go from here for the Ravens, but at least you'll have a chance the rest of the way.
At least this team is going to be relevant. I hope it's not I hope they're not going to be the trailblazers of the NFL where, the team stinks, but they have one superstar on their team and they just waste his potential. But, I've been pro Lamar. Go ahead.
The Odell addition's going to help a lot.
Yeah. I don't think he would have signed there if he didn't know Lamar would be back.
I did not know it was outside. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so if you guys are not aware, we are watching the NFL draft, and we have a TV in our WVOF studios, so we have ESPN on, so we are going to be reacting to these picks live. We're going to see a lot of trades. We're going to see some surprises, and we're going to see some no-brainers here, in my opinion. But us, the Giants fans, who do you think the Giants are going to pick, but who do you want them to take?
Those are definitely two different answers.
Yeah.
Who I want them to take, the most realistic possibility who's going to be there, probably Jordan Addison. That's my main target. Who they're probably going to get is Deontay Banks or Joey Porter, if they're still there.
Yeah.
Or they'll probably trade back. So one of those several options, but I'm pro Jordan Addison or Zay Flowers. I love Zay Flowers too, so any of those two I'm on board with.
There's not a player that I really want because it's very 25th pick. We haven't had a 25th pick in years.
Yep.
These players that could all be available or none of them could be available. We really don't know, but I don't think I really matter with the individual. I think I could get tucked into almost any one of these guys. Maybe if one of those corners drops all the way to 25, like Banks or Forbes, I think that would be pretty good because the Giants' secondary was a little thin last year, even though they did have some good guys up front. Wide receiver, it is interesting to see if they'll go wide receiver in the first round because there's a couple guys who are good. You've got Smith and Jigba and Johnson will probably be gone, but maybe Flowers is still available. Maybe Addison, like TJ said, but yeah, not a definite person that the Giants are going to draft this year. It seemed like they knew who they wanted to pick going into the last couple of years, and they have to be in wait and see mode now because there's 24 people that got to pick. I'm probably not gonna make it until the Giants pick here. I got some homework that I'm gonna do, but yeah, it doesn't really matter to me as long as they did their research and hopefully a first round pick works out. Collin and I earlier today talked about we graded some first round picks from the past, and it is no guarantee that you'll get a good player in the first round.
Like, I think for the Patriots, I personally want to see them try to get Jackson Smith if he falls, but that's not going to happen. He's going to get picked early, and I think they should be taking Broderick Jones because, one of the biggest issues they had was line. I mean, both their tackles were awful because Trent Brown did not adjust well to the left. Isaiah Wynn completely fell apart, and the backups were either injured or could not live up to their potential. There's nothing wrong with the interior line, and I think you have suitable pieces in the running game and the passing game, and you have a better offense, thankfully not run by Matt Patricia or Joe Judge. By the way, Matt Patricia, hope you're doing well in Philly because you're going to keep making Darius Slay's life more miserable. But I'm kidding. But I think they should go Broderick Jones. If they trade down or if they settle for like a running back or somebody on the defense, then I'm going to say that they whiffed. I mean, it's not really for me the player, it's the position in need. And I think offensive line is somewhere you're most likely going to get in the first round. So, yeah, that's for the Patriots. And it's taking forever for the Panthers to get on the clock. I almost said Jaguars because the last 2 years in a row they were the number 1 overall pick. But let's see. I'm gonna wait till Roger Goodell gets to the podium, and I'm going to just turn the volume up just a little bit, but I'm not going to make sure it gets into the radio airwaves. Sean, can you make sure that we're like, can we hear it on
I
YouTube?
checked the sound earlier. It's all good, Colin.
All right, because I didn't even plug the aux into my computer, so I was.
I just heard you talking. I didn't hear us talking.
Okay, so I connected the aux, so if our mics are working, then we're doing it. It's the first time we're ever doing this. All right, we're just going through the motions.
Are they gonna do like schedule?
I think they're doing this after. I think they're doing this usually they do this 2 weeks after the draft.
Yeah, but don't they give the first Sunday night game during the draft or something like that?
Oh yeah, I think
that's true.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
This isn't the pick, is it?
No, this is just him announcing that they're on the clock, and when the fans boo him.
Gotta milk every gotta drag it all out.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Chiefs fans are probably one of the best fan bases because they pack out their home stadium. They travel well, and that's shocking for how small that city is.
Yeah.
It's a small market team. Who's on the... Heidi Gardner. I have no idea who Heidi Gardner is, but she's at the podium right now. And, once the Panthers are announced that they're on the clock, I'm going to shift it over to the NFL Draft Tracker for anybody that might miss it. There might be a lot of ads, but, I mean, that's how CBS Sports, tries to gain people's interest, I guess. So,
Oh, he's from Montana.
Eric Stone Street, yeah, he's a Chiefs fan.
I did not know that. Oh, that's awesome.
I know.
Wow.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Do they even have a first round pick? Are they the last first
I think,
round pick?
yeah, they're the last, yeah.
Okay, Mahomes and Kelsey are walking out onto the podium. Of course they are.
Wow. With the trophy too. That's awesome.
I know. I mean, Patrick Mahomes in that Super Bowl, just going on to that subject, I think he played the half of his life. I mean, he did, to be fair, he did have 2 wide open touchdowns, but playing with a bad ankle and in the second half you score on every drive and drive the Chiefs to the field goal range, I mean, that's as clutch as you can get. And these two proved that you didn't need Tyreek Hill to win a Super Bowl. As long as you had the core in place, you were going to be all right. And I think they have a great shot of repeating, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. No one's repeated since the Patriots in 2003 and 2004, but this conference is going to be stacked because you got the Chiefs, you got the Chiefs, you have the Bills, you got the Bengals, you got the Jaguars. Aaron Rodgers is going to the Jets. If Tua's healthy, the Dolphins are definitely one of the most improved teams in the league behind the Atlanta Falcons in the NFC. But, I mean, if anybody could really expose defensive struggles, it's the Kansas City Chiefs offense, and it can be Patrick Mahomes. But Mecole Hardman is gone, and, you're counting on a lot of young guys to step up, so it's going to be really fun. And the Panthers are on the clock. So let's transition over.
Clock is 10 minutes? Yeah, that's what
Oh, my God.
Oh, it's a long time.
I mean, realistically, they've been on the clock for like 3 weeks.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Trade
since
happened.
the trade, yeah. I feel like this has to be Bryce Young, though.
It has to
There's
be.
just no way it's not.
If it isn't, then I think it's just going to be another laughing stock. So,
Pretty much. I mean, the only thing you could say against him is the size, but Kyler Murray worked out. I mean, is working out. It's not really.
yep. So, if you don't remember, the Bears traded they had the first overall pick to end the season. They traded it to Carolina, and the Bears got this year's second, next year's first, a 2025 second round pick, and the Bears ended up getting DJ Moore. So, it is definitely I think the team that won it the most is the Bears, just because they have a lot of capital and they can, if they can really help Justin Fields and develop him into a prominent quarterback, then it's going to be a huge win. The Panthers really have to hit home with this pick. If they reach for somebody, then they're going to be under a lot of pressure, especially in such a terrible division. So
They have to take Bryce Young.
Yeah. I mean, if you get the quarterback right, no one cares how much you gave. If you get a great quarterback, no one cares how much you gave up. So you gotta do anything you can for a franchise quarterback.
exactly.
They're showing Bryce Young highlights as the Panthers still have 8 minutes
Yeah.
on the clock.
That's my problem with this. Is you had so much time to actually come through with a full decision. I'm not talking about at the end of the season when you get that pick and you have time to scout. I mean, 2-3 weeks when all the pro days are gone, when all the combine workouts are completed, you should have had enough time. And I know that, you're trying to get an ultimatum right before, but at the same time, it's just, this shouldn't take 3 extra minutes just to really come to a decision. I think it should have been discussed way before, and, they would have just gone right away with it. But I mean, I guess they just want to make sure that they hit this home.
Don't you think they print out the card before and they get word from the team
Maybe.
and they get the jersey ready that he's gonna hold up on the stage?
Right.
Probably, yeah. I could definitely see that.
So they're still on the clock. So the Panthers, they hired Frank Reich, and they brought in a lot of assistant coaches. They brought in Jim Caldwell as a senior executive. Josh McCown is going to be working with the quarterbacks, which, I mean, I remember when the Texans really wanted to hire Josh McCown as a head coach, and I was like, listen, no shade against Josh McCown whatsoever. He is a wonderful human being, and I think his NFL career was definitely not a failure, but at the same time, as a head coach, the only experience that he's really had is a high school coach. I think he needed to be an assistant before he could really prove himself. Go ahead.
I feel like those sorts of quarterbacks, though, that kind of bounce around or backups for a while, they make pretty good coaches because they have a whole bunch of plays to go from, and they have watched games from the sideline. They've played with a whole bunch of different players.
Yeah. I think one really good coach would probably be Ryan Fitzpatrick. I think
Maybe.
But, the thing is, I don't know if he'd take on that role? Like,
I think he
knowing
would
his
be a good
person-
head coach because if you want to, as a head coach, you don't have to do much. You can kind of delegate your schemes and stuff to your coordinators.
Right.
But he could just be like a hype up head coach and decide what to go for on fourth down and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kick a field goal.
Yep, exactly. We just move that over there.
Yeah, they haven't shown any other player than Bryson.
I know. Well, I mean, I think. Listen, I know that there are Instagram accounts and Twitter profiles that will just announce the picks like way before, so I hope that's not. I left my phone on Do Not Disturb just so I don't like get spoiled with anything because I want to react naturally to this. But speaking of which, I do want to talk about one thing. So the Eagles and Cardinals traded a few mid-round picks just not that long ago, and the reason why is because the Cardinals were tampering with the hiring of defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon. So the scoop is that they contacted Jonathan Gannon days after the NFC Championship game, and they didn't get permission from the Philadelphia Eagles. So to settle it and make sure that it doesn't go to a court, the Eagles decided to, or the Cardinals, as I should say, decided to give up some picks in the process. So I don't know why teams are really tampering. I mean, the reason why the Dolphins forfeited their first-round pick this year is because they were tampering with bringing in Tom Brady and Sean Payton when they were still under contract, and they didn't get permission. So, I don't know. And we're still at 4 minutes and 32 seconds. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's probably in the contract that they have to run the clock all out so they can get all their graphic packages in.
Maybe. Either that or it's just taking a long time for the card to actually get to the people that are, trying to process the pick. So let's to fill up some time. Aaron Rodgers finally getting traded to the Jets. The reason why it was taking so long is because the Packers wanted to get a first-round pick in the process, and they essentially did so, and they're also getting a conditional second that could be turned into a first. So, what do you think the Jets are going to be this year? Are they going to be, is it Super Bowl or bust, or is there not so much pressure?
I think they're going to be in the AFC Championship game.
Really?
I think it's going to be the Chiefs and the Jets in the AFC Championship game. Now,
Wow.
like, I can't doubt the Chiefs, obviously, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But I think that team won 7, 8 games last year.
The Jets? Yep, 7. They were like 6-3, and they
were
completely
terrible
fell
at the end of the
apart
year,
because of quarterbacks.
But quarterback, so you put in Aaron Rodgers with that defense and Garrett
And the
Wilson,
pick is in for the Panthers. Keep going.
Yeah.
and that defense with, all the talent, they have Sauce, all of them, and they still have their first-round pick. Like, they're gonna be good.
Without a
If they
doubt.
stay healthy, they're gonna be really good.
I think they found a way to both kind of win that trade as much as you can think, with Rodgers saying that he is not going to play for the Packers anymore. They still got a really good haul, and they get Rodgers' contract off of their books.
All right, so before the Panthers get on the clock, did you have anything to say? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Sean.
No, it's okay. We already talked about Rodgers.
So my friend texted me that Will Levis went to, let me read the message. Will Levis went to a high school next to her town, and she wants me to let her know where she gets drafted. Where do you think Will Levis is going to go? Is he going to fall, or is he going to be a high pick? Let's do it quickly because we don't know when Goodell's going to come up.
That he might go second.
I think he falls all the way to 10th, honestly.
I could see that. We were talking about that during our mock draft.
Do we have him 18th in our mock draft?
I think we
Tom?
do.
I think we did.
I think we do.
This is actually pretty ridiculous that it's 8:20 and there's still not been a pick. The pick is in. It's been in for a couple minutes. I guess we'll just keep talking about football stuff until the commissioner comes to the podium.
Yep.
Yeah, we had Levis going 19th to the
Yeah,
Bucs, actually.
and my one of our good friends told me that my inside sources are telling me that the Packers are going to select Peter Skoronski if he's available at the 13th spots. I'm not going to believe it yet because it could be a smokescreen, and here comes Goodell coming to the podium.
Yep.
There it is.
Bryce Young to the Panthers.
Bryce Young, number 1 overall pick. I don't think it was a surprise. Thank goodness they did not reach. I'm so happy they did not reach.
Another Alabama quarterback goes early in the draft.
Yep.
Uh,
I'm trying to think. I don't think there was a Alabama quarterback that was picked first overall.
No,
Because
No.
Tua was the 5th. Mac Jones was a late first-round pick. Trying to think. Jalen Hurts, I mean, he went to Oklahoma, but he was a second-round pick.
Yeah,
So I think Bryce Young is making Alabama history. Oh, no. Well, yeah, it says right there. First Alabama player drafted number 1 in the common draft era.
That's pretty shocking considering how many spectacular
Oh,
teams.
first Alabama player.
Whoa.
First Alabama player drafted number 1
Not even quarter.
in the common draft era.
That's crazy.
So, Colin, what is the common draft era?
I think it is, once because back then I think they had 12 rounds.
Yeah.
So I think once they started making it 7, I think that's the common draft era.
Okay.
I think, I'm just guessing, I'm not sure. But I had the Panthers winning this division already, just simply because they are the most talented one in the division. I mean, they made a lot of moves offensively. They got Adam Thielen. I mean, they got Miles Sanders. Their defense was a huge upgrade, and they got the Broncos defensive coordinator running that unit. And you look at the other teams, I mean, the Falcons are going to be improved, but you don't know what their offense is going to be like because you got Desmond Ridder and Taylor Heineke. The Bucs are pretty much in purgatory, and the Saints are rolling with Derek Carr, but, the offense is slow and the defense is aging, in my opinion. So I think the Panthers will win this division, but at the same time, if Bryce Young wins a playoff game, he is literally going to be the best quarterback they've had since Cam Newton.
If
100%. Yeah.
if he is like okay, they should make the playoffs. Don't you think?
Yeah, they absolutely should. It's a terrible division, first of all, and the Texans are on the clock. For those of you that are still
Maybe it's just
trying
that
to pay
first
attention.
pick that's
Yeah,
10
because I feel like
minutes.
it.
Because now it's only 5:44 and counting down, and maybe 7 minutes. I don't know. But Houston's on the clock. Colin and I.
What are the
predicted
Texans
10
going to
minutes.
do?
We got a couple options here.
They either go with C.J. Stroud or they go for a defensive player.
I think they go Will Anderson here.
What if they get Jalen Carter?
I mean, that wouldn't be a bad pick.
It wouldn't.
Like,
They need a quarterback, though. You cannot go into a season with Davis Mills and Case Keenum, unless D'Amico Ryans is that confident in Mills' ability. But we've seen him in a 2-year sample. I mean, he shows flashes, but he's not. I mean, he can't really mold together a complete game, unfortunately.
Yeah.
At least with the team that's around him. If he was somewhere else, then maybe he'll be better. But I'm not sure. And the pick is in for the Texans.
Wow.
this is where the draft really starts.
Yep. And CBS Sports is already grading the Panthers pick a B-. Oh my gosh.
What other
Well, I
better,
guess everybody's available, so you can kind
what
of.
other better pick could they have made?
I'm not sure, but the Cardinals are currently on the clock. We will get to that in just a few moments. But let's see. Highest drafted Alabama quarterbacks. Richard Todd was a 6th-round pick for the 1976 NFL Draft. Oh, my goodness. And then it's Bryce Young, Tua, and 6th overall pick. I'm sorry. And then Mac Jones was picked at 15th. I saw the rumors that the Patriots might be getting Will Levis. I do not want that to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the report came out that Kraft and Belichick don't want to move him, but
I think there would have to be some real funny business to go down for that to happen.
yeah, exactly.
But
Oh my
I feel like
gosh.
we could see a lot of trades.
Oh, we're going to,
With
without a
these-
doubt.
With these picks today, I mean, not like throwaway third-day pick trades.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But like we could actually, we already saw the 13th and the 15th pick are swapped from when we did our mock draft last week.
Yep,
Right, Colin. The Jets are now 15th and the Packers are 13th.
yep.
Over-
Because of the Aaron Rodgers
yeah,
trade.
Over
So
under 4 picks tonight, Colin. How many do you think?
Are traded.
Yeah, are traded. Yeah.
I'm going to say, I think over, because there are certain teams in a lot of positions that could trade down, and there are teams that would like to trade up to get a high-quality player.
But does it count if a team trades down to stay in the first round and 2 picks are traded? Does that count as 2?
Uh,
Just one.
I would say so.
Yeah, it's a lot. 29 picks left, or 28 now. This is not going to be traded. So
I mean, the rumors came out that the Titans were possibly going to trade up to get the 3rd overall pick for the Cardinals. And get a quarterback. But, I mean, what's the point of drafting Malik Willis if you're going to get another quarterback this year? Listen, he was raw last year. He was definitely not ready, but go ahead.
You're going to give up on him without really giving him a shot?
Exactly.
He was the first rookie quarterback to play last year, though.
He was, but, I mean, that's not saying much.
That was also like a throwaway.
It's not a good quarter. I mean, we knew before that draft it was going to be a horrible quarterback draft class. The only one that's really reached expectations is Kenny Pickett. But again, not saying much.
No.
He's a good quarterback.
Sam Howell, you never know with Sam Howell.
Yeah.
He was pretty good that game against
Dallas.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tim Howell's the starter as of now for the.
He is, and they brought in Jacoby Brissett to be their backup.
Good move.
That's a nice move for Brissett too.
It's taking a while here.
Probably making a nice paycheck to be a backup too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get on with it. Come on. That's why I don't really like the draft as much because I mean, you want to see the picks, and now finally Goodell's going to the podium. They got C.J. Stroud.
Whoa.
That's what they should have done. Yeah. Like, if you let the Colts have the 4th overall pick, if you let C.J. Stroud go to Indianapolis and he becomes a Pro Bowler, that's going to haunt them. And Nick Caserio probably would have been fired after the draft. So, C.J. Stroud is the man, and you can see he's emotional. That's a lot of players once they get selected.
I mean, they're kids. They're young.
They're younger than us.
Yeah, like that. That's how you know you're getting old, man.
Yep. So C.J. Stroud it is. I mean, I don't think the Texans are going to be – they're going to be better than they've been the last 2 years, but that's not saying anything because they finished with they finished with 2 wins last year and 4 wins the year before. I think that they gave him a lot more help. He's going to get John Mechie. They have a first-round pick this year so they can get another young wide receiver. Devin Singletary is in the running game. Dalton Schultz with the tight end. The problem is you want the defense to really improve, and I think D'Amico Ryans can get that job done. And the offensive line has always been a problem, so you don't know what is going to happen.
My friend is a Colts fan is already not happy. Stroud is not asking for the
it would be a Texans. So what do you think the Cardinals do?
The best player available that's not a quarterback.
I think they need Will Anderson too because J.J. Watt retired, Chandler Jones was already gone, Marcus Golden's gone, Zach Allen is gone. So you have 4 edge rushers that are gone. And while Kyler Murray wants offensive line and, you know, Jalen Carter is definitely somebody that should be picked in the top 10, you really need edge rushers. And I think Will Anderson can definitely be a reliable piece in Jonathan Gannon's system.
I feel like when they wanted to trade down, like when those reports are coming out,
yeah,
I think they were of the mindset that the Texans were going to take Will Anderson, and now Will Anderson's on the board, and that they're going to take him right now. At least they should.
Yeah. So Cardinals are on the clock, and you know it's going to take them 4 minutes and 30 seconds left for the pick to get in. I actually do want to bring up a little bit of I want to pose a question. What was your favorite draft memory? Like when you watched your team get the player you want and you said, yes. It doesn't matter if he didn't pan out well. It was just like you really were excited that they got this player.
There were a couple head scratchers for the Giants.
Oh, that was going to be my next question after this pick, but what do you think, TJ?
I initially liked the Andrew Thomas pick. When they picked Andrew Thomas, I was pretty happy because we needed a left tackle. He was like a pure left tackle.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be a good pick.
So it was questionable at first because the best tackle in that draft was Tristan Wirfs, but he had a rough rookie season, but it took some time, and he's now an All-Pro.
Thomas is awesome now. That has worked out big time.
Absolutely. Sean, what was yours?
The Barkley year was the year they had like 2 and 4, right? The Giants. 2nd and 4th. There was a year where they had 2nd and 4th.
Was there? No, that was last year. They had 5th and 7th.
No, there was a year where they were.
Was it that year?
It must have been the Barkley year.
I'll look this up. I'll look it up. Yeah. But
I feel like there was a year where they had 2 really, really high picks.
2 top 5 picks.
Yeah. So. Let's see.
Right, let's see.
Giants.
That was,
Okay, they did not have 2 first-round picks that year, but they did take Saquon.
was it
So
the year before or the year after?
year before they had, I don't think so.
Okay, maybe I'm misremembering, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I think
Barkley was cool just because of the skill player, but running backs aren't taken that high anymore.
nope. My favorite draft memory was actually taking Mac Jones because we desperately needed a quarterback, and we didn't know who the heck they were going to take. It was either going to be him or Justin Fields. I was worried they were going to reach to take Kellen Mond because that's just a Bill Belichick thing to do. But the
That was
Bears ended up
2020?
what?
That was 2020?
21, I think. Maybe 21.
Yeah, 21. That was the year.
I just remember the 20 draft watching. We had talked about it a little earlier today, Colin, but I watched every single pick of that draft the first 2 days just because it was the only thing that was on
Yeah.
at the time. Yep.
So Adam Schefter is on the mic. Oh, I could read his lips. They said they had a trade. Is there going to be a trade?
Oh,
He's looking at it. He's looking at his phone.
he is.
Or is he talking about if he's talking about the Jonathan Gannon tampering, then I'll believe it. If this is,
Turn on the volume.
let's see. Texans are back up to number
Did I
3.
not say that? I literally
Oh
said
my
that right
gosh.
Wait. So
What?
what are they giving up to get this pick?
I guess we'll find out. Let me pull this up.
All right, funny business.
Okay.
Funny
What's
business.
up?
Colin, I need you on record. Did I not say this? When I
Yeah,
came in?
the
said
Cardinals
they
are
would-
trading with the
I
Texans.
literally said it.
So who do the Texans? Do
Do they
give
get
up-
Anderson?
Because they don't give up their quarterback that they just drafted. 'cause
No.
they have Kyler Murray.
No, they must have given up a huge package just to get him. The reports were coming out that the Cardinals really wanted to trade down with the 3rd overall pick.
Do the Texans have
Yeah.
another first rounder? They do.
Think the mics aren't working?
Yeah, that's what Noah said.
Okay, I have them up, so I'm not sure. I think it's just the audio thing. I know the control board can be really weird, but I'll pull this. I'll dial up the mics just to see. Yeah, here it is. Front door trade alert on
There's Nick
ESPN.
Saban.
They are trading the pick to the Houston Texans. Oh my
So
god.
the Texans' second first round pick has to be involved here.
Let's see. They gotta. Are they not going to reveal the compensation? And their pick is in already. So 2 picks in a row for the Houston Texans.
Now they take Anderson here.
Yeah, I think they have to.
They get their quarterback and they get their defensive
Oh my
player.
gosh. They must have given up a huge package, and the Cardinals were like, you know what? Yes, because maybe the Texans are going to stink again. Who
What-
knows?
Yeah.
What skill players do they have that would get this sort of pick?
Imagine if you put JSN here.
No. I mean, maybe. Well, they already have the 12th. I think the Cardinals they have the 12th overall. I think that might have been the pick they swapped. I think the
Maybe they
Cardinals
swap.
now have the 12th overall pick. That's my guess.
And
I don't know
then
the.
And then they get a couple later picks tomorrow and Saturday.
Yeah.
The Texans.
Okay.
The Texans' war room here is taking their victory lap.
Yeah. I mean, listen. D'Amico Ryans is going to be a hell of a coach, and Nick Caserio has a lot of cleaning up to do because, I mean, you fired 2 African-American head coaches after 1 year, and it wasn't really their fault. It was just they put the teams around them were just awful.
Ryans will get a shot. He'll get a fair shot. He has the respect from the league, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. He was the hottest head coaching candidate. So,
And he was a Texans player, too, so he's not going to get run out of town. after
Yeah.
1 year.
I agree.
Those coaches just inherited just not good rosters.
Exactly.
At all.
Like,
Lovie Smith is not a good
David Coley was set up to fail. They hired a stopgap option with Lovie Smith that made no sense. And, I mean, if I was D'Amico Ryans, I would have passed on that job because I would have wanted to make sure my job was safe after 1 season. So, let's see. Goodell is walking up to the podium.
See if we get some terms here in the draft. All right, I have the terms after they read it.
Okay. Will Anderson.
So here's the
Wow.
compensation behind the. Oh no, one away.
All right.
All right, so here it is. The Texans are sending the 12th and 33rd picks, and a 2024 first and a 2024 third rounder
Wow.
for this third pick, which has turned out to be Will Anderson from Bama, and the 105th pick in this year's draft. So I think that's a third rounder.
Wait, what are the Cardinals getting?
So the Cardinals are
Cardinals are getting the first round picks.
The Cardinals are getting 12 and 33
Okay.
this year, and 2024.
And the Texans are getting a late round pick.
The Texans are getting this one and 105, which is a third round.
Wow. So the Cardinals pretty much won this. I mean, the Texans got a franchise. They got a franchise edge rusher, but I mean the Cardinals they're gonna be one of the worst teams in the league this year, and you're gonna need a lot of draft
Yeah, that's
capital.
what we said.
Yeah,
That's what we said, Colin, a couple of weeks ago. The Cardinals kind of right off the season before it starts.
Yeah, because Kyler Murray is gonna be out with the torn ACL to start the season.
It looks like that's exactly what they're doing.
I'm surprised DeAndre Hopkins was actually. I'm kidding. DeAndre Hopkins back in this trade. I didn't think that through, but I mean they're considering trading DeAndre Hopkins.
They definitely trade him now, right? They're not going to roll him out there
No,
with Colt McCoy throwing the ball to him.
like they could use that second round pick.
There's also not going to be like if Hopkins plays poorly this year and like he's going to have no value at the deadline.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So the Colts are now on the clock with the 4th overall pick. They definitely need a quarterback
they'll
here.
probably- So who's available here? Levis?
Will Levis, Anthony Richardson, and Hendon Hooker.
I think it's probably Richardson here.
I'd
if
say
I had to
Richardson
guess.
too.
I don't know why the stock is so high on Levis. I mean, I know he's got arm talent, but I mean,
I think that
I looked at the numbers that he put up in Kentucky. They're not impressive.
his like hype kind of came out of nowhere, in a way.
Kind of like Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Reminds me a lot of that.
Like, there's no real reason why people started thinking he was going to get drafted quicker.
He does have tools though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still.
It is really confusing just because, like, I don't know, because it's just, I know, like, certain it's like Mitchell Trubisky, his stock rising in the 2017 draft, and the Bears traded up so much just to get him, and he was never going to really develop if he wasn't in the right situation. He was a project quarterback, and you pass on to Sean Watson and Patrick Mahomes just to get him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Will Anderson's alma mater on the television, having a watch party. That's always amazing. So, while we're passing the time, what is the Giants had 3 straight years where they had questionable draft moves at the time. At the time. But what was the one where you were thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, why the heck, of all the players we could have gotten, we chose him? Because you had Daniel Jones, there was Andrew Thomas, Kadarius Toney.
I think a lot of the first round picks have slowly kind of not been terrible.
At first, I'll admit I did not understand the Dexter Lawrence pick at all.
Yeah, they chose him over Montez
I
Sweat.
was like, what? But then he turned out to be an All-Pro, so I mean, I'll take that. Like,
Yep. The pick is in for the Colts.
This is definitely a quarterback.
It's got to be a quarterback.
If not, that's
If they reach,
No.
that is going to be
Richardson, Levis, or
Hooker.
think
I know Hendon Hooker's coming off a torn ACL, but, I mean, I think he has more talent and ability than Levis. Just because, like, I mean, I'm not saying he has the better arm, but I think he's more mobile.
Right. I think Levis. I think there's going to be a lot of upset Colts fans if Levis is the pick here. Honestly.
Maybe. I mean, you look at Shane Steichen's system. I mean, his quarterback was Jalen Hurts, and I'm assuming that Shane Steichen wants to have another, mobile quarterback with a strong arm that definitely needs the development and the pieces around him to help him succeed, because that was exactly what happened with Jalen Hurts. Once they got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert, and you give him a great running game and a solid offensive line, and you had the defense to back him up, he got his money, and he's the second highest paid player in the NFL because of it.
Yep.
So, let's see. I swear, a lot of Houston Texans fans at this. I'm honestly surprised.
good for them. It's been a good draft.
I'm praised them for them actually sticking by their teams and not joining, the Cowboys or something.
Did you have a better day as a Texans fan than right now?
This is their version of the Super Bowl.
I mean, they have had no hope since Watson got traded.
No,
Since Watson got put, I guess, internally suspended.
pretty much. I mean,
It's like the Colts.
he demanded a trade, and then,
Look at that draft wall. That's
oh
pretty
my
cool.
gosh. That is really cool. Chris Ballard, Jim Irsay,
obviously.
Shane Steichen. There's Anthony Richardson.
I think yeah.
I mean, you look at his face. I think his face is giving it away.
He just got the call.
Yeah.
I'm sure he did, and he's like trying to keep it
Yeah,
cool,
Why
but
they
I don't
even
think
show
it's.
them? Like,
I don't know.
why they do that. It's like
make it interesting.
I'm waiting for the Roger Goodell to come to the podium here. Still nothing. Oh my gosh. Seahawks are on the clock, by the way. And now Goodell's coming to the podium. Wow. This is why I don't like this. Just. Anthony Richardson is correct.
that just seems like it was a no-brainer.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's a good pick. It is a really good pick. You got Jonathan Taylor coming back healthy. You have Michael Pittman. I think they really need to improve in the receiving game, and the offensive line was just awful last year. But I think once everybody comes back at full strength and once they're healthy, they can. They're not going to win their division, but I think they can at least try to compete for a 500 record. So I'm trying to think, what other wide receivers do they have?
Pittman,
They
lost
don't
Bruce
have.
Campbell.
Yeah, he's with the Giants.
Yeah, I think it's Pittman and
Yeah.
some
I
other
know they-
people that we don't know the names
They
of.
drafted someone last year who showed some promise.
Haskell.
Ashton Doolin. They got Isaiah McKenzie. They have Alec Pierce.
Out Pierce. that's
So
Pierce.
they have decent receivers, but they really need Michael Pittman to really establish himself as a game number one option. But I feel like he's just the Jacoby Myers for this team.
Right, he's a really good number 2.
Yeah.
So now the Seahawks.
Well, he's
are
the
on
number
clock.
3 essentially for the Raiders now because he's behind Devontae Adams and Hunter Renfrow.
So where do the Seahawks go here? They're probably not going quarterback, right?
No, I
Gino
think
they trust.
I think so. I think honestly either Jalen Carter or Tyree Wilson.
Yeah,
That's my opinion because they definitely need a pass rush.
I guess Jalen Carter. That'd be my guess.
I mean, I think one of their leading sackers last year was Uchenna Nwosu, and he's never been an edge rusher to me. I feel like he's just a guy, or a pass rusher to me. He's just a guy that's, going to stop the run and, play coverage in the middle of the field. That's always what I thought. But Anthony Richardson, he's, considered a project quarterback, because, the athletic ability is there, but, he really needs to develop as a passer, and I think if Shane Steichen can do it with Jalen Hurts, I think they can do it with Richardson. So it's just really going to come down to who you support him around.
You think he starts right away?
I think so. I mean, they got Gardner Minshew as their backup.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So I don't think you go with Minshew as your starter
If
week
Minshew
1.
beats out Richardson in the preseason, that might be a little bit.
That would be a problem.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. So I love how ESPN is trying to find all the fans in this arena.
I think they make sure that at least every team has a group of fans.
Yeah, maybe Colts cheerleaders and,
I think
fans
it's
wearing
something
fire.
different, too.
Oh, somebody's comparing Anthony Richardson to Donovan McNabb, which is honestly not a bad comparison because Donovan McNabb started out as a raw project quarterback. He got drafted 2nd overall in 1999 behind Tim Couch, for those Browns fans that are still depressed. And the Eagles fans booed that pick because they wanted to get Ricky Williams.
There's McNabb.
Yeah.
Syracuse, we learned that earlier today.
Yep. And I think, listen, the athletic ability was there, but, I mean, he really needed to develop as a passer, and he ended up doing that. And he became one of the best franchise quarterbacks the team had. Took them to a Super Bowl. Took them to, let's see, did he take them? No. 5 NFC Championship games. 3 straight from 2001 to, no, 4 straight, I should say, from 2001 to 2004. So I think, I'm not saying Anthony Richardson is going to be Donovan McNabb, but I think talent-wise, they're pretty much similar.
He gave the Giants nightmares too.
Yeah,
So,
he did.
this pick's taking a while.
Yeah.
Pick.
Maybe they're actually they got a lot to pick from here.
Yeah.
I don't really think they need to improve on offense just because they have the pieces in place, and I think they gave Gino his money. So I think unless
Yeah.
they I mean, they gave Tyler Lockett an extension. I think, didn't they extend DK Metcalf?
They did.
So, and they drafted an offensive lineman last year.
They don't need a skill player on offense or a lineman really. So I would think the defense for sure.
Jalen Carter, I think that might be the pick. Either him or Tyree Wilson.
I guess Jalen Carter too.
Carter's a linebacker.
He's the
Defensive tackle.
Do you think a linebacker goes in the first?
It's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends where. I think Lions definitely need defense. The Raiders need defense. So, I don't know. We'll wait and see. And trying to...
Still not in.
Is Goodell coming to the podium?
No, the pick's not even in.
Yeah.
It's not even in. That's right. 2 minutes and 22 seconds left, and ESPN is going to a commercial break. Oh, boy.
Imagine if they take Levis here.
Oh, my gosh. I don't think that's going to happen. If they do that, then I don't know. I mean, I don't think Will Levis would fail in Seattle, but you can't take him when you need defense and you're getting, you know, you already have Geno Smith and you have the offensive talent in place. That's just not going to happen, at least to me, but...
Seattle could be like playoff contenders, so you're not going to take a prospect quarterback.
Right. So the Celtics are actually playing in Game 6 right now.
I was gonna say.
I'm not checking the score because
Well, you got an early lead. Don't say that.
I just don't want to jinx it because I want them to win this game. I do not want them blowing a 3-1 series lead. I know we're going away from football, but Milwaukee Bucks lost another double-digit lead in the fourth quarter. They were up 16 with like 10 minutes to go. And Jimmy Butler explodes once again, has 42 points. Giannis went 10 of 23 at the line, but his press conference where, you know, he calls out a reporter for asking if the season was a failure, and he said, there are no failures in sports. I love Giannis. He's one of my favorite players, but if you're the number 1 seed and you have the best record in the NBA and you lose in 5 games to an 8 seed, that's pretty much a failure. I don't care how good the team is. You were supposed to at least be in the finals this year, and you could not get past the first round. Injuries played a part in it, but you made no defensive adjustments, especially in the fourth quarter. And the pick is in for the Seahawks.
Yeah, if you were a number 1 seed and you lose in the first round, that's a failure. Sorry. Pal.
Yeah.
Like that's.
I know he's probably a little angry with the season ending. And
I mean, honestly,
people take it out on reporters a lot, but he answered that question wrong.
like he probably realizes today that he answered that question wrong. Like there's no doubt. Like he probably was just heat of the moment, you know.
He tried to compare, did Michael Jordan lost, you know, in 15 years, he lost 9 times. Were those years failures? Here's the
Yeah,
difference.
they were.
Michael Jordan never lost to an 8 seed.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Different there.
Like, listen, I know what he's trying to go for, and he's handling it with such class and sportsmanship, and I revere him for it because he never takes any loss. I mean, internally, I think he definitely takes these losses hard and personally because it's just, whenever you lose a game, especially in the postseason, it's tough. I get it. Losing in the finals last year crushed me, but listen, I think that was not really the response that he really should have gone with. I knew what he was going for, but, I mean, again, if the circumstances were different, then he would have had a valid point.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like old SSWC Radio Con. That's rattling through the sports.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got to talk about something before these picks get announced. We're 48 minutes into this, and we're on the 5th overall pick.
Yeah. So
We're going to be in here until midnight. Oh, my gosh.
for real.
All right, so ESPN is back from commercial break. Hopefully, we'll see the Seahawks make their pick. And I don't think Goodell's at the podium yet.
It's got to be such a long day for Goodell.
I know.
Walking back and forth, like not sitting and going back.
Oh, I think it's worth it for him.
Oh yeah, well it's probably there's a reason why he doesn't do some of the other later days.
Yeah, I remember when, you know, it was during the pandemic and the NFL draft was on and he did it from his living room. I honestly thought that was a little bit cool just because
That was cool, yeah.
it just made all of us feel like we're all in, you know, the same living room watching the draft. It wasn't just, like, you look at the crowd now, it's a lot of people. Here we go. Ooh, Devin Witherspoon. To be fair, not a bad pick. I said this during the mock draft. They needed someone to complement Tariq Woolen.
All right, let's see if we let's check our results so far, Colin. Obviously, with the trades kind of thrown away.
Yeah. Oh, we got Devin Witherspoon right.
We got Devin Witherspoon right. Would you look at that?
Yeah.
And we got Will Anderson going to the Texans right. In the wrong.
Yeah,
Just,
exactly.
Jalen Carter's still not drafted.
I know. Well, I mean, I know why his stock is falling, and it's because of the reckless driving charges. And but I think
Where does he go now? Where does he go now?
he honestly maybe the Lions because they're on the clock right now. But
They don't need any.
they need defense.
I
The
don't
Lions
see any
desperately need defense.
I can see Philly trading up here. I hate to say it, but I can see Philly trading up here to get Carter.
Well, they got the 10th overall pick, so do you really need to trade
I
up?
think they love Carter. That's the thing. To get Carter,
You know, it was a distinct possibility that we did. TJ and I did talk about that the Eagle, or I think it was either me or Noah, but I mean Noah said that there's a great chance that if Jalen Carter falls, the Eagles would take him just to solidify that line.
100%.
So I mean, I could see that happen, but I doubt it. I mean,
We're probably.
they could, but I don't know if. Who knows who they're going to pick, actually, so I'll just leave it at that. Go ahead, Sean.
We're probably going to see a couple of defensive players taken here
Yeah,
before we get to 10, and then that's when the wide receivers come in, and maybe a couple of the offensive line. But
so this is probably where you get your pass rushers here.
yeah.
Devin Witherspoon, I think he was either the best or the second best quarterback prospect, either him or Joey Porter Jr. I could see the Steelers actually taking him if he falls.
That'd be something, right?
It would be something. I mean, I watched some YouTuber. He's a Steelers fan. He wants an offensive tackle because they desperately needed two. But I mean, I feel like that would be a Steelers thing to do. Just draft Joey Porter's son.
Yeah.
He would be a good fit, and the Steelers need some young guys in the secondary.
Yeah. They got Patrick Peterson, but
Yeah.
he's really old, so.
And
really old, but,
he was the best defender on the worst defense in the league last year, or one of them.
yeah.
So, yeah, you guys know that pretty
I know
well.
that pretty well, 100%. I'm
So-
interested to see where Bijan goes, though.
Bijan, I popped up the theory that he could go to the Dallas Cowboys just as a Zeke replacement, but I don't think that is actually going to happen unless Jerry Jones is like that keen on him. Remember, if he really had all the control of this draft, Johnny Manziel would have been a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. But his son snatched the card and slammed the phone down and said, "What the heck are you doing, Dad?"
Yeah.
I don't think that's actually what he said, but something along those lines.
I think that would be a pretty good.
We're on commercial. I'm going to see if I can fix the.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, for some reason, like, the mics are not as loud. So, I mean, that's why we're new at this. This is the first stream. So, hopefully all the... Yeah, I had this hooked up, so... I mean, it's working. I mean, these...
Can you try talking, TJ?
Yeah,
Yeah. Can you hear me?
yeah. I mean, the mics are working. I think
Yeah.
it's just a volume.
Yeah. I just think it was like your mic picking us up
Yeah,
before.
Oh,
But
so you think it's good now?
it should be
Here,
good. It should
just-
be good. It's so weird because...
Testing.
No, it works. The mics work. You're
Okay.
fine. It's just weird
Yeah.
because it's OBS
Yep.
that we're doing this on. So, excuse me. So, I mean, this is something that we just introduced to WVOF Sports to do with the YouTube streams, and this year we finally found a way for the headsets to start hearing each other. So, that's one of my biggest roles with the sports director job. It's just you got to really find a way to get the technology down, and I got to credit the assistant sports director Max because, I think the Lions traded their pick to Arizona.
Whoa.
So they traded back up?
I guess so.
Whoa.
What?
That's something.
I'm looking on CBSSports.com. It says on the clock, round 1, pick 6, Arizona Cardinals.
Okay, so that's what, 11
Oh,
trade down?
So they're going for Carter.
Maybe.
They're
So
going for Carter, yeah.
so the Detroit gets number 12 and 34.
Okay. So
Okay.
You get an early second round pick to move back 6 spots.
Is this where they get Jalen Carter?
That's probably worth it.
Maybe.
You know, if they don't love
They're
what
not going to get an offensive lineman with the 6th pick.
and if they don't love what they got, what's available here.
Yeah. I know Kyler wants offensive lineman, but their GM did say we're not going to tolerate any ego. And Kyler Murray has a pretty big ego, especially with his performance on the field and his maturity.
He doesn't
So
seem like it though, because like on the field he seems like pretty like
yeah,
quiet, but I guess like
he's
there's
got
a lot-
talent, but it's just I don't know. He's just everyone knew that he had the talent, but I mean lately it's just his maturity levels are just. I mean, if the reports were true that he kept pouting on the sideline, then that's a problem. I mean, Kelvin Beachum, his teammate, was calling him out for it, and he got the 2nd highest amount of guaranteed money in the league.
And his ability, or what was it? Didn't he have like a couple coaches that were like just for him, or was that somebody else?
No, I mean,
Somebody else.
I don't think they hired Cliff Kingsbury for him.
No, I mean like he had a couple of like people on staff that were. Just,
Yep.
like,
Adam Schefter is announcing the trade. So Arizona is now on the clock because they gave up that 1st-round pick to Houston so they could select Will Anderson. And the Cardinals, they gotta. This is literally gonna be a high-risk draft pick here because you trade it down and the Texans get C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson. If they do well and the pick that the Cardinals get flops, that's gonna be a terrible trade for them, especially for a new GM. So.
I'm interested. It has to be Carter.
Yeah, it has to be.
No, it's not Carter. Because like even if you do go for the offensive tackle, like they're gonna be there probably where they would have been at 12.
Yeah.
So that would make.
Monty Ossenford, that's his name. I'm sorry.
I think those people like all the way in the back of the, like probably like a half mile away from the stage can hear anything.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't think it's the same way they hear it on television. Like television, you hear the mics clearly.
Yeah.
I think when you're at the actual venue itself, it's just gonna sound like a megaphone.
Yeah.
So, I feel like that's the thing. I mean, the Cardinals, you trade down and then they trade up for the 6th. I mean, it's a little confusing because if you really were going to get this sort of player, you would have just got him at the 3rd pick, but I don't know. It's confusing.
Maybe they didn't think. Well, that's assuming they're taking Jalen. I would assume they're taking
Yeah.
Jalen Carter. Like there's.
What if they get another? I don't think they're going to get a quarterback. Here we go.
What?
Whoa! Paris Johnson Jr.
What?
Offensive tackle. You
That's
traded
so
up for a
wrong.
lineman?
I mean, he is good. Like
He is,
still,
but
that's-
oh my gosh.
Whoa!
That's weird. So Jalen Carter's still on the board.
He's still on the board.
Oh, that's such a Vegas pick. That's such a Vegas pick. You already know that.
Well, I mean, I thought there was a report that came out that they took him off their draft board, though.
All right, let's see. Let's see.
I don't know if that's actually. I don't think it's. I don't know if it's true, but.
Do we have Johnson in the 1st round?
Good. We didn't have him 6th
Oh, no,
overall.
we had
That's
him
for
We
sure.
had him 11th. Okay, we had him as the 2nd offensive lineman.
We had the Titans picking him
Yeah.
because Taylor Lewan got cut.
I don't get it. I
You
really
traded
don't.
up. You trade down. Texans get Will Anderson, and then you trade back up just to get Paris Johnson. Like, were you paranoid that that's what the Lions were gonna pick?
No.
yeah, that's a.
Well, like Skoronski, unless they really don't like him or they really don't like Wright or Jones. I mean, there's a ton of linemen available in that spot that they would have had. That is odd.
This is why I think they're gonna be the worst team in the league this year.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Like it, unfortunately.
Like, you lose 4 edge rushers, and you don't have a great defensive line to begin with. And listen, I guess this was a Kyler influenced pick. So, I mean, maybe that's what they were thinking, but it really doesn't make sense.
I mean,
Just the way it happened.
it is a premium position, so it's hard to like completely say it's like. But the fact they traded down and then traded back up, it's just weird.
They must have known something that he was going to get taken after.
Right. Like definitely like the Raiders might have been taking him or something like that.
Right.
So.
The Cardinals are going crazy. And
They're really happy about this. Monty Austin Ford and Jonathan Gannon hugging each other. Michael Bidwell still in the office, and that's kind of surprising considering, the accusations against him for, I think, harassment, cheating, and using a burner phone with Steve Keim when he was suspended, I think, with one of the Cardinals executives. So, I mean, you know what's funny about the Cardinals is, remember when the grades came out for each team?
Yeah.
It still annoys me to this day that the Cardinals are the only team in the league that charges their players for food. It really makes no sense.
How does that even? I was absolutely flabbergasted when I saw that. Like, I was like, what? Like,
Oh my gosh. Like, are the Cardinals like that greedy for money? I'm not sure.
They should probably rather just raise the ticket prices instead.
Oh
of
my
charging
gosh.
yeah, like, how do you?
It's not like they draw a good home crowd. Like, what more do you need?
So increase the sponsorship money.
Oh
Something like that.
Apparently, their locker room is not a good one either. Like, apparently the facilities are like really old, and I forgot, but let me pull this up
So not
because
only for the players, but the entire staff of the Cardinals has to pay for the lunch when they get it in the cafeteria.
yeah,
That
let's
is
see.
Pretty ridiculous.
It was. Let me look this up. It's. Oh my gosh! Yeah, This is the Cardinals' weight room. Players describe it as a health and safety risk just to walk through the weight room. The floor. Oh my God, my allergies are killing me. The flooring is nearly a unanimous complaint because the floors are uneven and the floorboards are peeling up.
Yikes.
It's terrible.
Maybe
It's a weight room.
Charge for food then.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible. So the Raiders are on the clock. We didn't even get to talk about this. I think they need to go with a corner here because they
Yeah.
have a bad secondary and they have one of the worst. I mean, they have one of the worst pass rushing units in the league. So I think that might play in favor to your Jalen Carter prediction. But
Honestly, I hope they go with Jalen Carter. Because if Jalen Carter goes to Philly, I'm gonna be so upset. It'll be so annoying if Jalen Carter goes to Philly. I would hate that.
I would not blame you, honestly.
Because him and Jordan.
Jalen Carter is probably. I mean, he's been regarded as the most talented player in the draft.
He was
So
number 1 on Mel Kiper's draft board.
yeah, and he's still falling. Is he even in the? Excuse me. Is he even in the green room?
Who are you talking about? Colin?
Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter.
Maybe not. I haven't showed him.
So Christian Gonzalez is on the camera.
We
It
predicted
doesn't.
him.
I mean, either he's played it up. Oh no, that's Paris Johnson. Okay, I thought it was gonna be a draft pick. What is he putting on? Oh, he got a big cap for the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have nothing wrong with Paris Johnson, the player, but 6 overall when you could have easily just traded up later.
Yeah, it's
It
definitely-
makes I don't get it. I really don't get it. I guess maybe we'll watch the rest of the first round and maybe it'll make a little more sense, but I don't know.
Raiders taking their time here.
Raiders still taking their time,
Oh,
and now the pick is in. Okay, so what player do you? It's either to me.
This is definitely Gonzalez. There's no way.
Okay,
I hope it's Carter, but I think it's Gonzalez too.
honestly, it's gonna be one of. I think it's one of those two as well, because they do need a defensive tackle, and you need someone to help Max Crosby out besides a very old Chandler Jones. So.
And if this isn't Levis, the Levis slide is gonna happen.
What's the point of drafting Levis when you signed Jimmy Garoppolo to a 3-year deal?
Right. It's not gonna be Levis. So the Levis slide, I guess, has already started, but interesting to see where he goes.
We have the TV muted, so we can't really hear what Mel Kiper is saying. But I don't know. This is gonna be a very intriguing pick because Mike Mayock is no longer making the draft decisions. So who knows?
Yeah.
Because, let's see, they drafted Alex Leatherwood. He was gone after 1 year. Josh Jacobs, he got franchise tagged, so it ended up working. They drafted Cleveland Farrell, who did not do well at all. Let's see who else. Jonathan Abram, who was soon off the team, never developed. And they drafted Colton Miller. Well, that was a John Gruden pick. But he ended up doing well I mean, he started out rough his rookie year, but he got better, later.
Well, didn't Gruden and Mayock overlap? Like they were coach and GM at the same time.
Yeah,
or something?
they were.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Who else did they pick that ended up doing pretty decently for them in the first round? But I don't know. I'll think of it.
Technically, Devontae Adams they got last year.
Well, yeah, but no, that wasn't a Gruden pick. That was a Josh
Oh, you're talking about
McDaniels.
Gruden pick. I
Yeah,
thought
no,
you
I'm
said
talking
that-
about Gruden and
Gruden.
Mayock got fired after 2021,
Right,
right
right.
after.
Right.
So no one is still at the podium, and a lot of Raiders fans in a very because they're in Kansas City, which is really ironic.
Yeah.
But, still taking them a while to, announce it. But I don't know either. This is gonna be interesting. I mean, if Paris Johnson was a surprise, who knows what this is gonna be?
Exactly right.
All right, he is walking to the podium. Tyree Wilson. Tyree Wilson.
Jalen Carter.
Oh my gosh,
man.
Carter is falling.
It's so annoying.
This gets to the point where
I mean, not a bad pick. I really thought they would go with Carter here, or a corner.
this gets to the point where if you're a middle pick here, and there's someone available who really shouldn't be, you gotta think about abandoning your plan. And just
Oh my
going with who's
gosh.
available.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be his stock has fallen because of all the issues he has.
Yeah.
Like, that just has to be it.
Of course. I mean, I think that was why Laramie Tunsil fell so far down because of that
Yeah.
the mask video.
Now he's the highest paid.
Now he's the highest paid left tackle in history.
Yeah.
And people were criticizing Bill O'Brien for trading up that much just to get him, trading away that much just to get him, I should say. But he's worked out for them, and he's been a cornerstone of that offensive line.
So now the Falcons are on the clock. We still got Gonzalez. We still have Carter.
Yep,
We have a couple linemen.
yep.
This is the wide
Skorodsky's
receiver.
still available. All the wide receivers are
Yeah.
still on the board.
We got wide receiver linemen.
I think the wide
Defense.
receivers are going to go later than
Probably. Do you think the Falcons get a wide receiver here?
no. I don't see that.
I don't either, but it would be a plus if they
Yeah.
ended up
I
getting
mean, they
one
already have
because
Saquon, and-
yeah, but who else do you really have in that
No,
receiving room?
You don't have.
Kyle Pitts, Jonnu Smith,
Yeah, I think you gotta fix.
Scotty Miller.
You gotta fix your other issues here.
If they go Bijan here.
Like the defense is already improved, and they already made Chris Lister the highest paid guard. I think it should be a wide receiver. That's just me, but if they do end up getting Jalen Carter, then who knows? Maybe this is where they get Christian Gonzalez to complement AJ Terrell,
That'd be a good pick.
because they cut Casey Hayward.
You could always use more secondary.
Yeah.
You absolutely could.
Especially the injuries that happen at the position.
I know.
Like, cornerbacks always get injured.
Exactly. So, honestly, I just remember
Whoa!
what.
He just picked up
There's
Goodell.
always
Oh
one
my
guy in the
goodness.
first round that always does that.
Yeah.
Pick him up. It's so funny.
That's not shocking. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of like the late. Remember when you guys, we were definitely not old enough to remember this, but one of the most underrated draft moments. The Falcons pick is it, but not one of the most underrated, but one of the craziest draft moments. I think it was 2004. The San Diego Chargers had the first overall pick, and Eli Manning was the number one recruit. And Archie Manning said, "I don't want my son going to San Diego. He's going to fail there. He is not going to develop, and he's never going to be happy there." Chargers pick him anyway, and the Giants ended up taking Phillip Rivers, but they swapped the draft picks eventually because the Mannings were pretty much saying if he's not going to play here. So I want to pose this hypothetical question: what do you think the outcome would be if you guys had Phillip Rivers his entire career and the Chargers had Eli Manning?
I think the Giants would be worse.
You would still only have 2 Super Bowls.
Really?
Yep.
Why is that?
Because, I mean, just looking at those playoff runs, that was
It was all Eli.
all Eli. Like, I mean, granted, they had a good defense, but, like, during those regular seasons, the defense wasn't like top 5, top 10. They were like I think one of the years they had stretches of games where they were giving up so many points. But when like the throws Eli made, like the helmet catch, the throw to
Well, that was just lucky. That wasn't really the.
But,
I mean, it was impressive him getting out of that pile. But I mean, the catch was way better than the throw.
Well, take the Manningham catch for example. Like that.
That was his best throw ever,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
But like also the thing about that is like Rivers just never came close to Super Bowl either, and he had more talent too.
Yeah.
Did, especially in the later half of his career.
That is true. Well, that's why I'm saying. What do you think, Sean?
Yeah, no, he wouldn't have done as well. Might have had a better record, like over the 12 or 13 years, but probably would not have won a Super Bowl.
No.
It's odd that sort of situation has not happened any other time, if I can remember.
Yeah.
Like a player refusing to play for that team, maybe once.
John Elway refused to play for Baltimore. He ended up getting traded to Denver.
Maybe, I'm trying to think. Maybe one other time. I can't think of it either. But
Not in recent
yeah, no.
memory, but John Elway, I mean, the Colts were just such a laughing stock. They were already moving out of Baltimore. They were completely screwing the city over, and John Elway knew how bad it was, and he pretty much told the Colts, if you draft me, I'm just going to not play, and I'm going to go to baseball and play for the Yankees. And eventually the Broncos, traded a nice package just to get the quarterback, and it changed their fortunes. And for the Colts, they would be in a rotting purgatory for the next 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they did get Peyton Manning. But back to the Eli Rivers thing. If Eli went to the Chargers, I don't know if he would have won a Super Bowl, but I think he would have gotten there twice. At least once or twice. Just to your point, the level of talent they had on both offense and defense. You had LaDainian Tomlinson. You had Antonio Gates, Vincent Jackson. You had Sean Merriman and Antonio Cromartie and Sean Phillips. And Marty Schottenheimer was your head coach. And you were pretty much replacing Drew Brees. So I think Eli Manning would have thrived there way more than he pretty much did with the Giants. And I think with Phillip Rivers on New York, I mean, they would have been lucky to make the playoffs a few times, but I agree with Sean. It would just be, a typical Phillip Rivers type season where they'll get to the playoffs but never really get to a conference championship game, and they get sent home in the first or second round.
Exactly. That's pretty much what. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what it would have. Happened.
I mean, who knows what would have happened if Eli was like, you know what, screw it, I'll just play with them and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
I mean, Warren Sapp didn't want to play with Tampa Bay, but, he was like, you know what, I'll just do it, and he ended up changing their whole defense, and he's a Super Bowl champion. And Goodell is walking to the podium, and we got two fans that are going to announce the pick, I think.
This is Bijan.
Oh, gosh. They have Tyler Algier. I don't
No
think
way
they're going
it's
to do that.
Bijan.
Let's go. Oh, the Big Brothers Big Sisters program, is that what they're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. I honestly love those types of organizations. I mean, it's just really remarkable, and
He gets to announce the pick.
Yeah, he gets to announce the pick. Here we go. Rise up. Let's go. I want to clap for this kid. Oh, he's nervous.
Oh yeah.
I don't blame him. Oh my God, you called it.
Whoa.
What?
Funny business.
Oh, well, guess running backs are back in the top 10, baby. The Falcons got Bijan Robinson.
I hate that.
That is
Oh my
terrible
gosh.
Horrendous.
Why? You need receivers.
You need literally everything else.
Oh my God. But again, Bijan Robinson is the best running back in the draft.
Yeah.
He should not have gone to this team. That was not the... I'm happy for him. I'm happy for his family, but the Falcons, I don't know what they were really thinking here.
That's just an awful.
So Carter is still falling, and the Bears are now on the clock here.
The Bears are
They're probably going Skoronski.
Oh, trade.
Oh, they're trading this pick.
Da-da-da.
Two. Let's see. Let's look at the TV. The Philadelphia Eagles.
They trade up one spot.
Oh,
They're gonna take Carter.
they're probably getting Jalen Carter.
That's Saquon Barkley is not liking what is proceeding tonight.
This is TJ's worst nightmare.
Worst nightmare. I mean, at least they didn't get Bijan, but
Oh my
They're gonna
gosh.
get Derrick Henry instead.
yeah,
What if they
let's
get-
go trade for Derrick
What if they
Henry
get
then.
Jackson Smith? All right, their pick is in.
Yeah, they're getting Carter, dude. There's no way.
I mean, I saw reports saying that they were really high on getting Jackson Smith to really form an elite trio receiving trio. I'm sorry, Ugh. But
I feel like you trade up for Jackson Smith.
oh my gosh, I cannot believe the Falcons took a running back.
That's
A
so-
running back. Like, just anyone not remember why running backs started falling out of the top 10? It's because of durability.
It's Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley changed how the Saquon Barkley draft pick.
No,
changed
Zeke
them.
really did. Well, yeah, Saquon was a good example, but Ezekiel Elliott is like the biggest example because, in my opinion, because
Elliott was unstoppable in college at Ohio State, and now he's already off the team.
well, he signed a 6-year extension and completely fell apart, or
Yeah,
slowly fell apart.
He's still not employed. If I'm.
Oh my
correct.
gosh.
He's not on a team as of now. Or did he get picked up?
No, he's still a free agent. Oh my gosh.
That seems like a GM, a job security type draft pick. Like if that doesn't work out, I think you run the GM out of the door. To be honest, you don't. First round draft picks are valuable, and to waste one on not waste because it could work out, but it's just a very likely situation that it doesn't.
Who did
Showing Jalen Carter now, he doesn't look too happy.
No, he does not.
Who did the Falcons take last year?
The
Drake
Falcons?
London.
Yeah, Drake London.
Skill players.
I mean, before
He had a good rookie season.
Oh yeah.
a tight end and a running back though in 2 out of the 3 drafts. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
Kyle Pitts too.
I think this is. I mean, we all knew like it was probably gonna be. Let's see, Bryce Young, then C.J. Stroud, then Will Anderson, then Anthony Richardson. I didn't think that the Texans would have the 2nd and 3rd picks, but I think that would have probably been the order. Devin Witherspoon goes to the Seahawks. Not that much of a surprise, but it is still interesting. And then Paris Johnson was when all the surprises started coming. So I don't know. The Eagles could really take anybody here.
Yeah, but no.
Got some fans. I said there's a Fairfield at Night event outside our studio. So, I don't know what's taking so long. Why aren't they switching the colors? Here we go. Someone's walking across the stage. I don't think that's... Is that Goodell?
I think it is. Oh, maybe not.
It's gonna be Jalen Carter, man. I hate this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And
Eagles are getting
ESPN is
maybe-
interviewing...
Maybe the most talented player in the entire draft.
Because of course, right?
here.
Because of course.
Yeah.
Nah.
Just why the heck not? Oh my god.
If they reach for someone here.
Well, why would they trade up if they could reach for
Oh
somebody?
gosh. I'm just here for the show. We're an hour and 18 minutes in. We're at the 9th overall pick, and Eagles might actually be. I mean, this was a theory that we were all thinking that Jalen Carter, if the Eagles, had the chance to get him, they were going to do it. And I don't know. I mean, really, it was like I said, they could have drafted anybody here because they lost 2 of their safeties, but I don't think you were going to pick Brian Branch that high.
No. Yeah.
But, yeah.
I mean, Bijan's getting.
All right, let's do it already. Come on.
No.
Let's see. So the Bears got the 10th and next year's 4th.
They get
That's nothing.
a 4th round pick next year to move back 1 spot.
Oh, my gosh. That is
They're gonna
literally
end up getting
nothing.
The same player that they wanted.
I mean, hey, they got next year's
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
because of the Carolina trade.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they'll take it, whatever.
Yeah, because like they know they don't want Jalen Carter, I guess. So they're sitting there. I don't know, but it's not.
Watch it be Jalen Carter.
It's gonna be.
There's no way it's not.
It's not like.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not even gonna be surprised.
There should have been a lot of other teams' picks too. Just saying.
But honestly, if that was the case, like the Eagles probably would have gotten Bijan.
I don't really think they really would have gotten Bijan because I think Howie Roseman knows, the limited ability that running backs have over a period of time. Unless you're Derrick Henry or Adrian Peterson when he was in his prime, I don't think so. And now Goodell is walking to the podium. Here we go. Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter. Wow. I mean, listen. I mean, they already have Jordan Davis. They have Nakobe Dean, 2 Georgia teammates. You got a pretty much all-star studded defense. They got their quarterback. They're going to have the pass. I mean, they lost both their coordinators, so they're going to be under a lot of pressure. But listen, I mean, if the defense needed to improve, this was a good start. I mean, they re-signed Slay and they re-signed Bradbury, and now they got arguably the most talented player in the whole draft. And ESPN is airing the incidents. So I think if Jalen Carter stays in check and focuses on football, I think he's going to be one of the best picks in the whole draft.
He might be the most talented player.
Yeah. And the Bears pick is in at 10. Do they go Skoronski?
I totally thought that was an Eagles pick, Skoronski. Just screamed Eagles.
True, because well, the thing with Skoronski is sorry about that. He could be moved to guard too.
Yeah,
so he could be switchable, but I don't really think you needed anybody in the guard position. At least not that I know of. But yeah, Jalen Carter is getting emotional. Honestly, I would be too if I were him. He could have been picked way higher. And 9th overall is special, but I mean, he might prove a lot of teams wrong here. Without a doubt.
The camera person's just in his face.
Well, I think they're in a lot of other people's faces.
Oh, yeah,
That's a great suit, though.
That is a really nice suit. It's matching. He's got the chain. I like the handkerchief. Oh, my. You already do a handshake. You already have a handshake with Roger Goodell. That's insane. Honestly, with all that he's been through, I mean, I'm happy that he got picked in the top 10.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I mean, if he really had fallen out of the top 10, it really would have been like, okay, what is happening? But that is not the case.
Just not happy the team he went to, but,
Yep. Oh my gosh, yeah. He's definitely going to be a huge impact for that D line.
We could see some wide receivers, and
we could.
Yep.
I think they need offensive line, but I would not be surprised if they take the best receiver available.
I think this could be JSN right here at 10. Because DJ Moore, him.
Oh wait. Oh, no, not yet. I thought Goodell was walking back there, but I think he's just getting the card. He walks so slowly, too.
gotta get all the ad revenue.
Gotta learn the suspense.
100%.
Oh, my goodness. It's, that's crazy. So, doing the player interview.
Still can't get him for that suit. It's actually.
It's a really nice suit.
Yeah. The Titans go.
Celtics are down by 2. Great.
They're down by 2.
They're down by 2. So the Hawks are not just going to lie down and die.
The Devils are beating the Rangers.
Yep.
Not good.
I hate that my basketball team has to play on draft night because I knew I wasn't going to be able to watch them.
Oh, it's 3-0 Devils.
3-0. Oh my gosh. Didn't they win the last 2?
Yeah, so the Rangers won the first 2 in New Jersey, and then the Devils won 2 at Madison Square Garden, and now the Devils are about to go up 3-2.
Yeah. Last night I watched the Bruins play the Panthers. They went to overtime. They nearly came back, but Allmark completely went away from the net, and the Panthers had a wide open goal, and they won.
That
So
series is 3-3, right?
3-2.
Oh, 3-2. Oh, we still have Christian Gonzalez available.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he is still available.
I forgot about him.
He might go. Maybe him and a lineman before we get into the receivers.
No, let the receivers fall.
I would have known. I don't know.
This is probably, I don't know who this could be. Titans could be Levis, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think so.
I think he falls all the way to Tampa, probably.
Maybe. I don't think the Titans should take a
I
quarterback.
don't either, but you never know with them. They're already showing Will Levis.
No, that's Jalen Carter. Wow.
It is also Will Levis.
They were.
Yep, pretty much. This is the SEC championship highlight.
Yeah, he's really good, man.
I forgot that LSU was even in that championship game. That's crazy. I'm surprised it wasn't Alabama. But, I mean, then again, LSU did beat them in the regular season in overtime. So, I remember watching that game, and I was like, oh, my gosh, they're about to do it. I forgot where I was. I don't know if I was I think I might have been in New York when that game happened. But I was in Chicago when Tennessee beat them. It took them, almost 20 seconds just to get them in a field goal range. And they won that game. It was fun for me because I just do not like Bama winning.
Yeah.
I don't think the Eagles fans are upset about it. Not at all.
It's terrible, dude.
And the War Room is definitely pumped about it.
Yeah, the fact that the
Jason Kelsey's at the draft.
The fact that the most talented player in the draft fell to the best team in the league probably is a little bit.
Yep. Oh, here come the Bears. Darnell Wright.
Just let the receivers keep falling, man.
Okay, so they got their they got their offensive tackle.
Yep.
That's what they needed, and I think he wasn't like the best available, but I think they just wanted a standout tackle. They got him.
Plug and play, man.
Yep.
He's
All
already
right.
there.
Yep. I think. Oh, he's home back in Knoxville. So, yep. Tears are watering. Family's happy.
So was he not invited, or you think he just?
I think he just wanted to watch at home. That's usually what the case is.
Especially for these first round games.
Exactly. All right, so the Titans are now on the clock. And never mind, the pick is in. Now so now the picks are starting to come in.
Yeah. They picked that fast, though.
Yep.
That was fast.
They could really, I don't know where they go here. This is going to be interesting. Because Taylor Lewan got cut. Derrick Henry is entering the final year of his deal. So is Ryan Tannehill. So I really think, the chance to get Bijan was gone. And if they really get a quarterback after they drafted Malik Willis, if the rumors were true that they were just completely done with him, then that's going to be surprising.
They expected Robinson to be up here when they started their draft preparations.
Yeah.
Could they go Gonzalez here?
I don't think they need a corner.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a good depth option for sure. I think they're okay in the secondary. It might be a problem down the line, but I don't think maybe that's where they go.
Yeah,
but
if they think he's the best player available, they might take him because they're not like amazing at corner.
you can't really hate what player they pick unless it's an actual quarterback. That's just me. Anything but a quarterback or a running back in this case.
Yeah. I mean, the Titans could make the playoffs last year if they had Tannehill. Tannehill just got injured.
Yep. Patriots have 4 more chances. They're probably going to get Broderick Jones. Jackson Smith is still falling. That's great. Let's go. I hope the Packers panic and get Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah, well, that would be.
Titans, then the Lions, then the Packers, and then the Patriots.
Yeah, they're just milking these commercials, huh?
Yeah, they're doing everything they can.
The NFL never.
Celtics are up by 1 at halftime.
The NFL actually never has an off season.
Let's see.
It's crazy.
Tatum's got 16. Marcus Smart has 11. Jaylen Brown has 18. Brogdon's got 9 off the bench. Robert Williams has a couple blocks. Let's see the Atlanta. Trae Young's got 25. DeJounte Murray hasn't made a shot. It's literally been Trae Young or bust, pretty much. And I guess they really just did not. It's going to be one of those games for Trae Young again, unfortunately. I hope to God we do not go to Game 7. If we go to Game 7, we're probably going to choke.
At home, no chance. No chance.
I that's true. I mean, in theory, it's true, but I mean, I've seen plenty of teams that have done it.
This could be Skoronsky.
Yeah, I think it should be a tackle. Well, they have Skoronsky as a guard on ESPN, but it definitely should be a tackle, just considering the fact that Taylor Lewan is gone and you need a blindside tackle, especially if your quarterbacks are Ryan Tannehill and Malik Willis.
Exactly. I can't believe Zay Flowers is Mel's #1 receiver. It's kind of insane.
Who?
Zay Flowers is Mel's #1 receiver. Mel Kiper.
Yeah,
He
I'm
had,
just.
like Bijan Robinson was like 5th best available, like before the first pick.
Yeah.
So
Who knows?
My goodness. I mean, I remember the Packers, they traded up just to get Jordan Love, and it was, who was it that Packers fans really wanted that year? I forgot.
not a quarterback.
Not a quarterback.
Yeah, probably anyone but.
Yeah, and listen, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, he won 2 MVPs since, but I mean, the Jordan Love is about to start then, so maybe it's one of those types of picks where they just draft a quarterback just because, and they just let everyone else walk and trade Malik Willis for like a pity draft pick.
They probably wouldn't get.
No players have been traded yet. That's what I'm a little surprised
That's-
about.
I think that's gonna happen like once the 20s hit. Like,
Maybe.
Or day 2.
Right. Okay. Draft is coming back on. Patriots have not traded down. Thank goodness. I did not want that to happen.
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So top 10's officially in. Interesting. That was an interesting top 10.
Yep. Absolutely. I mean, just the traits that happen and, certain players getting picked way too high.
Yeah.
And Jalen Carter just falling to the 9th spot. Yeah, I mean, listen, if the teams were really that sure of those picks, then that's fine. But, I mean, they have way bigger needs besides running back for the Falcons, or I wouldn't say necessarily offensive lineman, but at least at that spot, at the 6th spot. It's a pretty big gamble.
I
But-
just can't get over how terrible a pick that is.
I know. Lions are still on the clock, too. They got the 12th overall pick. It looks like the Titans made their decision, but it's just... They're just waiting for Goodell to actually walk to that podium. Do you think Mike Vrabel's job is on the line?
Yeah. I think it could be a changing of the guard after Henry and Tannehill.
Maybe.
If they finish below 500, I think they'll blow everything up.
Probably. I would agree with that. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's mainly Vrabel's fault, though, because he's just a head coach. I mean, maybe he is the one that influenced those long-term extensions for Henry and Tannehill, but he's not a terrible coach. He's gotten them to the playoffs
Just the
almost
number
every
one-
year.
They were just the #1 seed 2 seasons ago.
Yeah. Yeah, but but Tannehill threw 3 picks.
Mm-hmm.
And the defense played lights out. So, I mean, I don't think Vrabel's seat is hot for now. Maybe after this year, if they struggle, then that's where they really start considering it. Now Goodell is walking to the podium. For those that are tuning in, this is the first ever draft stream. And yes, we're at the 11th pick, and we're an hour and 35 minutes in.
Yep.
Skoronsky is the pick,
Offensive line.
and they drafted him as a guard. They need an O-line. They definitely need an O-line, and they got their man. It's not a quarterback,
Yeah, I feel like that's.
which is what they should have been doing, which is what they should not have done, pick a quarterback. And, they avoided that trap.
So Will Levis is still on the board.
Yep.
He might be.
He's probably going to Tampa at this rate. Bob Skoronsky, he actually went to Fairfield Prep, if I remember.
Really?
He did.
That's actually hysterical.
The same high school you went to, right?
The same school that I went to. I think that's the player, isn't it? Because that card looks really familiar. Yeah. Went to high school at Fairfield Prep. He graduated in 1951. Won 5 championships with the Packers, 2 of them 2 Super Bowls. Made the Pro Bowl, and he's in the Packers Hall of Fame. Yep. Fairfield Prep alum, Bob Skoronsky. And the pick is in for the Lions. Is this where they go with Christian Gonzalez?
Yeah, they have to. If he drops another spot.
Do you think they pick another wide receiver?
Why?
Because Jameson Williams is suspended for 6 games, and DJ Chark went to Carolina. And, I mean, wide receiver is not the biggest need for them, though, to be fair.
You gotta go corner.
Yeah.
They have to. I mean, they got Cameron Sutton, they got Emmanuel Mosley, they got C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I think if you do. But the thing is, I think one of those corners is on, like, a minimum deal. So, yeah, I think you need to pick I think you got to go Gonzalez. Either him or Porter.
Right. Jackson Smith would not be a bad pick here, though.
Oh, my gosh. Patriots actually might get a wide receiver here. Either that or it's going to be an offense. Either that or Broderick Jones.
Both good picks.
Both good picks. I hope they do not panic.
Lions have 5 of the next 42 picks.
They don't need offense. Their offense
They
is
do
good.
not. They don't. I mean, they got David Montgomery. They got DeAndre Swift. They have Amon-Ra St. Brown. They have one of the most underrated offensive lines in the league. Yeah, I agree.
They
You
have a
don't
good
need really
defensive
upgrade
line,
offense.
Too, with Hutchinson and
Yeah, and James Houston. I mean, the Lions, did they trade down? Or
yeah, they traded with the
Cardinals?
With the Cardinals.
Okay.
After the Cardinals.
I know, it's been so long, I'm already starting to forget this. So,
It's been. I wouldn't say it's been like too crazy of a first round. Like I expected way more weird players to get selected.
I know.
Reaches, but
The only one was that first lineman that was taken that was really kind of out.
yeah, number 6. Yeah, and obviously the Bijan.
Yeah,
pick,
but-
all right.
Here we go, Lions.
What? Jahmyr Gibbs.
What?
What?
Well, there you go.
Running back Alabama. Oh my gosh.
that's even worse. That's even worse.
What the heck?
Why?
That's even worse.
You have running back depth. What are you doing?
That's even worse than the Bijan pick.
I don't think so, because Bijan was picked way higher.
Oh my lord.
Maybe they.
Again, great player. He's the second best running back in the draft, but you need defense here.
Maybe they were gutting a running back no matter what.
You wonder why they missed the playoffs? It's because the Panthers ran for over 300 yards against them and knocked them out, essentially. Their secondary was already a mess. I guess they're counting on their young players to really step up here. So I guess that's why they didn't really go defense. But I would have been fine if it was a wide receiver. You're literally just giving the Packers an opportunity to get this man.
If
So
you were the
we're on the clock.
if you're the general manager, how do you come to that conclusion?
My friend just texted me, this cannot be happening.
That's fireable, dude. That is legit. Like the Bijan pick, while it's bad, it's not that bad. That's terrible.
He was going to be like 20th.
Jahmyr Gibbs wasn't even going to be a first-round pick.
Robinson was going to be 20.
Yeah.
But this guy was not even on the first round board.
No, he would have been an early second round for sure, though. For sure. No, that's fine.
That's just I can't believe.
I don't know. Packers are still on the clock. Mainly, they've been known for getting defensive players, so that's why I'm holding out hope they get Christian Gonzalez. Apparently, front office has no problem. Brad Holmes, that's literally been the MO for this. It's just get excited, get loud, and when you got Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, I mean, it's a perfect chemistry. So I'm happy for Jahmyr Gibbs. He's back home watching this. I mean, it's just he should not have been picked that high. Like, who's playing defense for him?
I can't imagine that he was expecting to.
No.
He's not gonna have to watch tomorrow. His family was probably expecting for tomorrow to be the big day, but
Yeah.
no, they can do something else tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna go use the bathroom.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh
This
my
is- I
gosh.
mean, that's just so bad. I can't
This
get
is-
I'm never gonna get over that. That's. I mean, he'll be good. Like,
It will be good.
But like, that's just a terrible use of resources. Like, you could have gotten him. You could have traded down even more. If you really wanted
I know.
to.
It's crazy, but
No, it's weird.
Packers are still on the clock. This is Collin and TJ giving you the latest scoop. And the pick is in for the Packers.
I think they have to go. Well, we said that last time. They have to
Yeah.
Go Gonzalez might keep falling.
Either corner or wide receiver because they got Christian Watson and I think Romeo Doubs is okay, but you look at the rest of the depth chart. Alan Lazard is gone. Randall Cobb is gone. Mercedes Lewis is gone. Robert Tonyan is gone. You need a wide receiver. I think they should be the first team that will pick it. And if the Patriots end up being that team, I will be surprised. I hope they get Packers. Do not get Jackson Smith.
I feel like
I don't want the Packers to get Jackson Smith, or else I'm gonna be a little depressed.
I don't think he will, but I think the Patriots could. They'll be there. I don't think the Packers are. I think the Packers want to go defensive.
I want Jackson Smith or Broderick Jones. That's just me. That is literally just me. I'm sure there are Patriots fans that want other players. I think Jordan Addison will be good. I think Jalen Hyatt is going to be a little bit of a second-round pick at this point. I don't really know about Quentin Johnston, even though I heard he's probably the most underrated prospect in that wide receiver class. But
Jalen Hyatt reminds me a lot of John Ross. Just like a super fast guy. That just,
well, he didn't set the 40-yard dash
No,
combine record.
But like, he's gonna get drafted higher just based on his speed. I feel like.
Yeah, this has been really, really surprising after the 5th overall pick,
Yeah.
pretty much.
It's been weird.
Oh my
Gonzalez falling,
gosh.
too.
Well, I mean, I'm not surprised that Gonzalez is falling. I mean, there are teams that really don't need a corner, but
Right.
oh
I
my
mean, if you
gosh.
felt the Giants man, I would take him in a heartbeat.
Oh my gosh.
No way he falls off. the
Yeah, Noah's texting me. This cannot be happening. I'm gonna say, unfortunately, it is because it's just.
No.
Nope,
Packers
they're
pick him.
still waiting for the announcement. Packers pick is in, and the Patriots are on the clock. I hope they don't trade down, especially if they trade down one spot
Such a
with the
Belichick move.
Jets that just got Aaron Rodgers. I don't think Belichick is going to do that. He's not stupid, but
The Jets might get Jackson Smith.
if he falls,
If he falls.
well, here's the thing.
I think the Packers take it.
That was, yeah, exactly. I think that's why the Jets were reluctant to give up that first-round pick.
Yeah.
Or that's a big reason why. Or one of, not the big reason, but it was a second reason why. First reason why is because Aaron Rodgers is 38, 39 years old, and you don't know how long his window is going to be. So,
They pushed all of his guaranteed money into the second
Yeah.
year.
announce the pick!
Like, they got Lazard and, like, McCole Hardman. Like,
Yeah.
well, they also lost Elijah Moore, too, so I guess they could.
Elijah Moore was frustrated last year. He was not getting on the field. He was getting little targets. And,
Oh, that's at the draft.
yeah, this is the
There's
draft.
A lot of people there. Good for Kansas City.
Yeah, they show up. So this is the Aaron Rodgers trade. The Jets got the quarterback this year's first. They swapped first round picks. This year's fifth. The Packers got this year's second, this year's sixth, and a conditional next year's second round pick
Which-
that will be turned into a first round pick. It could be,
If he plays 65% of the game.
which is most likely going to happen because Aaron Rodgers hasn't had a severe injury since he broke his collarbone in 2017.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a freak thing that takes him out.
Yeah, exactly. He's following the Brett Favre train, unfortunately. You know, just hold the Packers organization hostage. Oh, here we go. Pick his head. Whoa!
Iowa.
Lucas Van Ness!
told you they weren't going to go
I
receiver.
knew they were going to get a defensive player. I just did not think it would be him. He got picked that high? Oh my
Oh.
gosh, that's a reach. Actually, either that or it's just they wanted an edge rusher, but all the best ones were gone.
No.
Oh my
Oh, no.
god.
Packers. This is such a Packers. pick.
It's such a Packers pick. I mean, they picked Quay Walker last year.
Right.
Oh my god. Lucas Van Ness. Well, I actually could be happier now that the Patriots are on the clock now. All right, Jackson Smith or Broderick Jones. I want them both. I want them both.
I have a friend who's a Packers fan, and he is less than thrilled His
I have a
texts
friend
have
that's
been filled with expletives.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm not surprised that Lucas Van Ness was a first-round pick. I think we had him going in the first round, didn't we?
Yeah,
We had him going to the Vikings in 23rd, but oh my gosh. Yeah, they need receivers. Like, Randall Cobb is gone, Lazard is gone, Robert Tonyan is gone.
Why were they so caught up on the first round pick?
Watson,
If that's somebody who they could have gotten with 15.
your Christian Watson is entering his second year. Your X and Y receivers are your X and Z receivers, I should say, they're huge question marks. Who the heck is Jordan Love going to throw the ball to? Unless they trade up again, but that's not going to happen, probably. You needed receivers. They do this every year. I guess it doesn't matter who the quarterback is.
I think the Packers are going to finish in last.
I don't know. Oh, they could. Of course, Patriots are trading. Trading down to the Steelers. Oh, my God. Of course they did.
So Patriots.
Why?
So Patriots. Belichick probably didn't even know the players that were on the board. Just like, oh, we're trading down.
Yeah. So what did the Steelers have? 20?
They're going to get Broderick Jones.
So the Steelers had.
They got Kenny Pickett last year.
The Steelers had 17. So
Yeah.
A couple spots.
Of course they do. I hope the Steelers
Did you see
reach.
Will Levis here?
No, they got Kenny Pickett. What, the
Oh, no,
Patriots?
sorry, yeah, the Patriots.
Steelers got Kenny Pickett. Patriots, they're not getting Will Levis.
Maybe
If they really did, I think they would have drafted him by now. Oh my God, I'm so livid right now. Thank goodness I'm on FCC Airways because I'd be cursing a fit right now.
Pittsburgh.
Next year, Colin, we're not going to have to worry about that.
Pittsburgh probably goes corner now. You can see that.
Yeah, this poor guy, Christian Gonzalez, is still on the board.
Do you
Oh
think
my
the player
gosh.
gets traded for a first rounder today?
No, I mean, unless it's Jerry Jeudy.
Oh, if Jerry Jeudy got traded for a first, I would hate to be the team.
Does he even get a first? Though?
I don't think so, but I mean, there will be a
Maybe
team
Jeudy
that
and a
is
third
just
for a
desperate
first
for
or
him.
something?
Oh my God. Why the heck did they? Of course, Steelers.
Well, maybe they got a player. You never know.
No, I
For
doubt
three-
it's going to
for
be a
three
haul.
picks. It's probably a third rounder for 3 spots.
It's going to be a mid-round pick. Oh my gosh.
You got
Pick
that.
is in. I don't. Is it Broderick Jones?
They're
Because
showing them. They showed the last time they did this was when Carter got picked, right? But
yeah. Oh, they already got Kenny Pickett fatheads. There's a little bit of lice in his hair, though.
Maybe it's just.
Did you notice it?
No, I didn't.
I thought I saw a little bit of a white spot there. I thought it was a little bit of a dandruff, but that's just me. Maybe it was just trying to overthink it a little bit, but oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, okay, so they swapped, and the Patriots get a future 4th-round pick this year.
It's not bad.
It's pretty much what the Eagles got to trade up for Chicago, so.
Can't be mad at that.
No, I guess not, but if you're literally giving the Jets a golden opportunity to get Jackson Smith,
I hope the Jets. Well, actually, I don't really care if the Jets get it, but I kind of want Jackson.
what are the Commanders going to do is the real question. You think they go corner?
They're gonna go corner. They're going to go Banks. I think they're going to go Banks.
the Commanders.
Corner or offensive line?
That'd be
I
hilarious.
think that's what I would do if I was Washington. Because they gave up a lot of sacks last year, but that was with Carson Wentz, to be fair.
Yeah. The king of taking sacks. It's interesting so far.
I know. Still waiting for the pick to come in. Come on.
Two running backs and no receivers taken.
I know.
Insane. Actually crazy.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. Yep.
They showed him.
Knew it.
Defensive tackle from Georgia. A lot of Bulldogs.
You knew that was coming.
Yep.
They didn't get Joey Porter. Maybe that's what the Patriots get. Who knows?
Yeah, could the Patriots get corner?
I don't think they. Oh,
If Gonzalez is there, when
they might need. I think they do need secondary depth because I don't think Marcus Jones can be a reliable starting option in the secondary. He's a great returner, don't get me wrong, and he can make flash plays, but I mean, he got picked in the 4th round for a reason, so. Sorry.
Jets, though. What are the Jets gonna do?
I mean, they got to get a wide receiver.
I think they could go tackle, though.
They could. But who else is available is the question.
There's a few.
Christian Gonzalez is still available.
No, I'm talking about the tackles.
Darnell.
I'll pull this up. No, he got picked already. I'll pull this up on
It's time for a wide
ESPN.
receiver to go. Like,
Matthew Bergeron out of Syracuse is the best tackle.
it's time for the.
They do need offensive linemen. They could go for Osias Torrance if they wanted to, or Steve Avila. It's just a typical Belichick trade, just trading down. Who could they have wanted? That's the problem because usually when the Patriots trade down, it's when, a certain player that they like comes off the board. Unless, I don't know. I guess they really are trusting Riley Reif and Calvin Anderson to be a right tackle. Or your left tackle. I'm not sure because Trent Brown was awful as the blind side. He's better at the right. And I don't know. Your biggest issue, well, not your biggest issue, but one of your biggest issues was tackle. Like, who's going to be blocking? I'm not, like, insanely angry, but this next pick you make better be good. I was a little annoyed with the Cole Strange pick, but he ended up doing well. He ended up doing well. He had growing pains, but didn't hurt the team.
Probably a lot of his coaching, too. So,
Yeah.
Still. That was a really good move.
Let me check some scores.
If Rodgers is
go ahead.
bought in, he's gonna do really well.
Yeah.
Yep. Hawks are up by 1. Devils are still up 3-0. The Lightning extended this series. They beat the Maple Leafs. There's going to be a game 6 in Tampa, if I remember. Jets are still on the clock. It's taking them a while, honestly.
I'm gonna go after the Patriots pick. I got some homework that I have to do for tomorrow.
All right.
You guys can take it from there.
See the Pats and Giants pick.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. I don't know. Do you think the Giants trade up? You see that?
Honestly, I think that would be the right thing to do
So
if
there's
you were the
been 3
Giants.
trades so far? We said 4. There's been 3 and we're halfway through. So
Right.
chances are there's gonna be more than 4.
Yep. I think the over prediction is working out
Yeah.
smoothly.
I still think a player is going to get traded for a first. I don't know why. I just have this weird feeling. I don't know why.
Yep. I don't know. Maybe Jerry Jeudy or DeAndre Hopkins. I don't think that's...
Well, DeAndre Hopkins might get traded for a first, but like someone like last year. Remember when A.J. Brown got traded? I think something
Yeah.
like that's going to happen.
That was a big starter. So was Hollywood Brown going to Arizona.
That wasn't worth the first, though. Like,
No. He was going to be the number 2 option.
Right.
But, I mean, then again, Hopkins did get suspended the first 6 games. So maybe it was a need. Okay, so Mel Kiper has Will Levis as the best available, then Christian Gonzalez, then Nolan Smith, then Zay Flowers, and then Jackson Smith. So, this one's tough. They're not taking Levis.
No.
Rodgers
might not.
I don't think they'll get Gonzalez unless they really
I think they
want to
should.
bolster their defense. Maybe Nolan Smith.
Maybe.
I can see Nolan Smith. I can see
Another
him.
Georgia Bulldog. My goodness.
They haven't even put their pick in yet, so maybe they're trading.
I don't know. It'll be interesting.
I mean, this is working out really nice nice for teams that need receivers, though. Like at the bottom half of the draft.
These teams in the 20s that didn't think that these high-level receivers would be available,
Yeah.
they're available.
Like the Ravens,
Yep.
the Chargers, too. Could use them. The Vikings could go receiver, too, because they lost Thielen. I can see that.
Yep.
The Jets are taking.
The Jets are
They're
winning.
still taking forever.
Second.
They're milking this.
I mean, it's just a matter of time before. I mean, we got 2 minutes. They got to get a wide receiver. Are they? I hope they reach against Zay Flowers.
Like, what would theoretically happen if you just don't submit a pick by the time?
I think they forfeited.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think there was a team that did that actually.
Really?
I forgot what year it was.
So just no pick.
Was it 2000? I don't think it was. Let me see. Team that did not get draft pick in time. There was a team that did that. I just forgot who it was and what year.
Nolan Smith is playing cards with his.
Yeah, there was.
That's awesome. He's literally playing a card game right now.
Yeah, it was the Vikings.
When
The Vikings missed their pick in 2011.
That's a fireable offense. Which round was it, Colin?
I think it was the first round.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's not. That is. All right, the Jets look like they've made their.
Oh no, that was
pick.
2003. 2003. That was when they did it.
I think it's Nolan Smith.
It says the Vikings were forced on Saturday to make a rare pass on their first round choice, the 7th pick overall, when they were unable to complete a trade with the Ravens before the time limit lapsed. Immediately following the Minnesota move, Jacksonville went number 8 overall and picked Byron Leftwich. And the Vikings ended up taking Kevin Williams. So Kevin Williams was not that bad of a player. And the pick is in for the Jets. About time. I guess they really wanted to be sure with who they were getting. And they're doing the JETS chant. How lovely.
Rodgers is gonna wear the number 8 for the green. There's a make your own Rodgers jersey right there, an 8, and somebody putting a piece of paper over the name. That's pretty fun.
I know. Honestly, this is
2 hours in.
2 hours in. We're nearly 2 hours in. Okay, we get it, Mel Kiper. You like this player. You like his intangibles. You like his qualities. Even though we can't hear the TV, we know how happy you are. Now,
Mel Kiper. He's so underrated. People hate on him.
well, the biggest reason why he, rose to fame was because in 1994, he was really upset at the Colts because they didn't take Trent Dilfer, and Bill Polian, the general manager, or not Bill Polian, it was Bill Tobin, sorry.
Yeah.
He was the general manager for the Colts, and he just went on national television. Who the hell is Mel Kiper?
Who is Mel Kiper guy? Yeah.
And I think the Bucs ended up taking Trent Dilfer, and let me see, who did the Colts take in that draft? I think it was 94. I know Trent Dilfer was a first-round pick, but it was... Yeah, they got Trev Alberts, linebacker out of Nebraska, and spoiler alert, he only started 7 games, made 69 tackles, 3 forced fumbles, 1 interception. He was a great college player, but just did not do well in the NFL at all.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of that guy. To be honest.
Yep. When you start 7 games, it's pretty bad.
All right, Jets.
Yeah, this is the Jets. Commanders are on the clock.
I think they go Bank. Or no, they go Gonzalez. That's a lock. They're gonna go Gonzalez.
Washington?
Yeah.
Honestly, either that or an offensive lineman. All right. Oh, we got another kid making a draft selection. Let's see. Make a wish, kid. I love it. Oh,
Oh, good for him.
It's awesome.
gosh. That's terrible that he had to go through that during his childhood. It's heartbreaking. All right. This kid's excited. Let's see.
What?
What?
Donald.
Will McDonald? Oh my gosh. Linebacker.
I mean, the Packers. And
That's a reach. What the heck?
Packers and the Jets both kind of. Well, you never know.
I gotta text my Jets friend real
the
quick.
Jets 4 days after.
I gotta text Ryan Windrum because I just want to see if he's okay.
4 or 5 days after making the good trade, they have to go back to the clowns that they are.
Will McDonald. I mean, maybe he'll be good with the Jets. He's in a good system, but you got Nolan Smith and you have some
You even had a
receiver
camera
and
at
Christian
this guy's
Gonzalez.
house?
Wow. All right, Commanders are on the clock, and they have a limited time. Will McDonald.
Well,
Just when you thought you've seen it all, folks.
Christian Gonzalez is still not
crazy.
drafted.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. So this is where Washington ends up getting their corner.
Yeah.
I swear, Patriots, I guess trading down ended up working for them.
Maybe like the receivers just like maybe scouts just like aren't
Did the-
in love with. This
Did
receiver.
Belichick know that the Jets wanted that kid? That he wanted Will
Probably.
McDonald?
Probably.
Commanders picks.
Will McDonald the fourth. He wasn't even projected. I think he was supposed to be either a. Was he a late day 2 pick? Was that what was supposed to be
I
his?
think
I
he
saw-
was a second
I
round.
saw him in some first round mocks like really late, but
Wow. I knew he wasn't a day 3 pick, but
Yeah.
wow. First ISU player selected in the first round since 1973.
Whoa.
that's
That's Brock Purdy.
Well, Brock Purdy was the last pick.
Yeah.
Let's see who that player was and see if it catches a little bit of a bell. It was
I think I know
when.
who it is.
Well, the pick is in for Washington. It was. Because I don't even know this. Where'd he go? Iowa State?
Mhm.
okay.
George Amundson, running back for the Houston Oilers. And did not have that great of a career. Only 194 rushing yards, 2.6 yards per carry, and 5 touchdowns. So, not a good career.
I accidentally opened my phone. And I'm not gonna say it, but this next pick is interesting.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say it, but like
They're showing the quarterbacks.
Well, they got Sam Howell and Jacoby Brissett.
it's an interesting.
Well, it's
Maybe
crazy
a
because
sm-
Will
maybe
Levis
that was
is
a
still
smoke screen,
falling.
Colin.
What?
Maybe that was a smoke screen. Maybe the Washington Commanders know that Belichick's gonna take Levis and grab him right here.
completely by accident. But I did not mean to open up my phone.
Hey, I've just been trying to check freaking the Celtics game lately.
I
So,
clicked on Instagram and I saw it and I was like, oop.
and Boston tied it at it's tied at 90, and we're in 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Like, Hawks are playing their hearts out, and the Celtics are literally doing everything they can to win. So, I mean, I knew the Hawks were going to be a hard struggle, but, I mean, I didn't think. Like, Game 5 was really upsetting. Game 3, I mean, they just erupted in the second quarter, and it took the Celtics too much time to figure it out. But let's see. Let's just some baseball scores, actually, and see what happened.
The Yanks are winning. I've got it on my computer.
Yep, they're up 3-2 against the Texas Rangers.
The Braves have won again. Or
No, they lost.
the Rays?
Oh, the Rays?
Yeah.
I thought you said the Braves. Yeah, Braves won. The Mets won. The Pirates are having a great season. I mean, they just signed Brian Reynolds to a big extension. I think that's one of the only times they've actually done that.
It's the first time they passed the $100 million threshold.
Wow, that's crazy.
Only 3 other teams still haven't done that yet.
I mean, my team is not doing well. Yankees are only 14-11.
Yeah, they're not scoring at all.
Only 108 runs this season.
I think that's 25th in the league or something. And they had 11 yesterday too. So
Let's yeah, the Red Sox have more runs and they're like a mediocre team. Yeah, Yankees are like, how many teams are there in baseball? 30. So like 19th in runs scored, and they given up the third fewest though. So
the pitching's been awesome.
yep, and the Red Sox have given up the 5th
Yeah,
most.
the pitching for the Red Sox is
It's
an
awful.
issue, and it's going to be an issue this year.
It's
Yeah.
been an issue since
But
last
they're
year.
hitting a little bit, so you never know.
I mean, their best pitcher is an injury-prone Chris Sale. So,
Yeah,
and then
he-
Nick
he-
Pivetta, he just is on and off, and then everyone else is just it's really mid. So they have good hitters.
Oh yeah, they've had a bunch of 13-11, 9-7 games.
Yep.
This year.
Absolutely. So we're 2 hours into this stream. I think it's been the all-time record for a Let's Talk Football type of /WVOF Sports stream ever. That's not a sports game.
Well, yeah, the baseball games take plenty of time. There is a pitch clock in college baseball, but
Do they use it?
they do. But college pitchers just do not throw strikes
No.
at all. They're behind in the count all the time.
Yep. Wait, I didn't turn the captions on by accident, did I?
I don't think so.
Let me turn this off. It says on replay. I'm turning these off. We don't really need to see this. All right, so the Commanders, let's see their first pick without Dan Snyder.
This has got to be the corner for Morgan. Come on.
Oh my
It is a
God!
It is a corner. Just not Gonzalez.
Told you. It was
Oh
weird.
my, reach, big reach. Is it a scheme fit? Maybe that's it.
Maybe. I knew they were gonna go corner. It's just I didn't think that one was gonna go.
So the Patriots cannot miss on this.
We had him going to the Giants at 25 in our mock
Oh my gosh.
I didn't want him. I think he's 6 foot 166.
Yeah, that's small. That's
Really undersized. And you're going up
Josh
against
Gardner's
A.J.
undersized.
Brown, CeeDee Lamb, and Darren Waller in your division.
well, they're all.
And the pick is in for the Patriots. Oh gosh. TJ, do not spoil it for me.
Definitely like
I'd be spoiled.
this is definitely like a 7th round type player that he's gonna grab. Special teams.
If they take Osiris Torrance,
No way. He already took a interior last year.
I don't want them to reach for a defensive lineman. Oh, I forgot to mute this. Sorry.
Yeah, dude. He has to put on weight. Man. 6 foot.
So does Sauce though.
How big was Sauce though?
Not that small.
I mean, he had a great rookie season. He won Defensive Rookie of the Year. So, I mean, yeah, he definitely needs to improve, but I think he's on the right track for now.
He's awesome. Yeah. Oh, did Peraza get that one?
Yeah, we had Forbes going to the Giants. I mean, we didn't do trades because we didn't know what compensations they would give up. Yeah, I mean, and if we really did want to force that trade, we'd have to pay for it. So, just didn't want to afford that. But so, looks like the Commanders' front office is happy, and no Dan Snyder. Finally. I mean, I don't even know. Who's the worst owner in the NFL now that he's going to be gone?
I don't know.
Technically the Packers, 'cause they don't have one.
Well, the fans are the owners. I mean, Jim Irsay is up there. Woody Johnson. Oh, here we go.
Patriots,
Already?
Collin.
All right.
Yep.
Oh!
There you go.
Wow.
Great pick.
Yeah, great pick. I didn't think he was actually good. I didn't think we were actually going to take him. We did need, like I said, I don't think you can trust Marcus Jones. You can't trust Jonathan Jones as an outside threat. I like the pick. I don't think they needed him in the. I guess. Listen, I think Bill knows that anytime he drafts an offensive player in the first round, he sucks, or most of the time. Besides Mac Jones. Now the Lions are on the clock. Wow. I don't hate the pick.
I want to see who the Lions take here.
I don't hate the pick.
So I'll stay for this.
Did they go Levis? I see them going Levis Lions.
No. Well,
Take a developmental quarterback behind Goff.
Yeah, because Goff's clock might run out before they fully realize their potential.
And Goff is so inconsistent too. Like there's.
I'm surprised the receivers are falling down this badly.
I'll take
Still
it.
is not
I will
one.
take it.
Yeah, if one falls to the Giants.
Yep.
If Jackson Smith is there for the Giants, I like them. Literally, that'd be insane.
Yep. Noah was right. They were probably going to either get Gonzalez or a receiver, and that's what they did. So.
I'd honestly, if I was the Giants, I'd trade up with Seattle because you have the Chargers, the Ravens, and the Vikings picking right after them.
So this is what my Jets friends said. Not going to lie, surprised by the pick. Thought they'd take JSN there, but you can never have enough great pass rushers. That's what wins on defense, and we could use that right now. So I'm okay with it. And if he projects to be more of a linebacker, good fit for us then. Okay then.
The draft is a crapshoot. So.
Yep. You never know how these players are going to.
7 rounds.
Yep.
All right, so
Yeah, it's funny.
draft night is over for the Patriots.
The NFL draft is 3 days, and the NBA draft is 1 night. And
Yeah.
Well, because there are only 2 rounds.
Yeah.
So.
But the thing is, with the second round in the NBA, you'll have a couple players here and there, but most of those players are not going to make the roster.
Celtics up by 2. Come on, keep it going. Tatum's shooting the ball better. He's just got to stop taking threes.
Levis's parents are. He's now getting a hug from his mother.
Ooh, is that what? I don't know if he's hurt or if he's actually just getting a call. I'm not sure, but
It looked like they were just kind of like trying to act natural with the camera on them,
yeah.
but let's see. We'll see. That was interesting.
Yeah, they're still on the clock. Let's see. I'm trying to think of a good draft story. So, 2012, that draft it wasn't the best, but it actually had talent. Andrew Luck was picked number 1. RG3 was number 2. The Browns had the 3rd overall pick, and they choose Trent Richardson, which they moved up 1 position and traded a bunch of mid-round picks to get him. And he doesn't have the worst rookie year, but he was a short yardage back, and that wasn't really good if you were the 3rd overall pick.
When they traded him mid-season.
They traded for a first-round pick in 2013,
Colts,
completely flops with the Colts. And then the year after, do you know who the Browns ended up taking with that first-round pick?
Johnny Manziel.
Oh, Brandon Whedon. Or it was Johnny Manziel?
Johnny Manziel.
You
So
told me-
both
you told
teams
me that
completely
earlier.
lost. I did tell you that.
So was Brandon Whedon 2013?
I think he was
2012.
Oh, Brandon Whedon was 2012.
Yep, he was 28 years old. And they drafted him. And they should have.
Insane.
And it was. I don't know why they took Brandon Whedon.
The Browns just missed on. I don't know. How
They missed on. Which team makes the worst draft picks?
Raiders.
Jets.
Jets.
Jets have made a lot of bad draft
I mean,
picks in their
They
history.
just had the offensive and defensive rookie of the year, though.
They did, but that was like an outlier considering that they drafted Zach Wilson, they drafted Sam Darnold, they drafted Kyle Brady over Warren Sapp, they took Mike Nugent, a kicker, in the 2nd round, they took Sheldon Richardson, they took D. Milner, they took Blair Thomas, who did not do well at all in the 1st round, and they took Ken O'Brien over Dan Marino. So, I mean, there are a lot worse picks for the Jets, but
I guess when you explain it like that, yeah.
I mean, they took Christian Hackenberg in the 2nd round,
God.
and they did take Geno Smith, but they
But-
pretty much failed him
Yeah.
more than he
I
failed.
wasn't
So
really-
I was never high on that pick to begin with because I knew the Jets were going to ruin him, and he ended up getting his confidence back in Seattle, and now he's getting millions of dollars. So, and the pick is in for the Lions.
They're gonna take another running back.
I don't know. Maybe this is where they get a wide receiver or Joey Porter Jr.
Yeah, I think they go defense too.
I am really surprised that, well, We're at the 18th pick. We are 2 hours and 14 minutes into this stream, so we are probably going to wrap up. This stream is probably going to be done by at least 11 or 11:30, which I won't hate at all. So, and back from commercial break. Honestly, I could see Nolan Smith get picked in the first round. Depends who takes him, but I don't think he goes to the Lions. Maybe Seattle?
Yeah, because they took a corner.
They took Devin Witherspoon.
I'm the Giants. I'm trading up the corner.
Yep.
Depends how much they really want a receiver. Do they want a receiver or do they want Jackson?
If Jackson's, I feel like you gotta go.
Yeah, if he's available.
He's at
Yeah.
20? I did not expect him to get past 15.
I thought he would be picked in the
There's a chance-
mid-teens.
There's a chance he could have been top 10.
I don't know if he would have gone top 10, but he definitely would have been a mid. I think he would have been at least through 11th or 15th. I did not think he'd be falling this
I'm not
far.
saying it's the same thing, but remember when the knock,
We're back in commercials? Really?
remember when the knock on Justin Jefferson was that, like, oh, he's only going to be able to play the slot? I think that's the same thing happening with
I don't
Jackson.
remember that.
No, there were people out there who were like, oh, yeah, he's only going to be able to play the
Wow.
slot.
I remember when the Eagles just took Jalen Reagor and Justin Jefferson was picked right after. That was actually why the Patriots traded down that year, is because they wanted to get Jefferson, and, Vikings were just one spot ahead. And Patriots ended up trading down. We got Kyle Duggar, and he's been solid, but he's not Justin Jefferson. So, still waiting. Lions, this is going to be interesting. I mean, we didn't think they were going to get Jahmyr Gibbs. Will Levis, I don't know. He doesn't look that happy. Neither does his family. His family is just wondering, I hope he gets picked. I really hope he gets picked. And I don't blame him, because he's definitely, look at that. That lean back right there on the couch, I don't know if that's showing a lot of confidence. I'm not sure. I mean, we just went over body language presentations in class today, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm that, maybe I'm one of those TikTok guys that just tries to brainwash kids. Who knows?
Right. Definitely.
I think
Still taking this long.
Levis to the Bucks is such a lock.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to take a quarterback.
Because no way you trot out Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask.
And they're not gonna pick a wide receiver.
No.
Godwin and Evans.
And they got Russell Gage if you really want to count him, but
I don't. Gotta see a little more.
okay. We're seeing the fans. We're seeing them show their pride, show them that they're gonna bite any kneecaps once the season starts. They have a great chance of winning their division this year. I think the Vikings will get worse. I think the Bears will finish at least third or fourth, and I think the Packers got worse. I think this is Detroit's division to lose, honestly. All right, Goodell is walking to the podium. Let's see who they pick. What are they
I
doing?
thought he was going to say Jackson Smith and Jalen.
Jack Campbell, linebacker out of Iowa. They got the defense, but oh my God, they are just, I don't know what they're doing. These are such scheme fits. They got to be scheme fit picks. There's no way in hell
Do you
that.
go for a scheme fit in the first round?
No, that's for like
That's how you
late
find-
round picks.
That's how you find good players in the third.
That's a
or
really,
fifth round.
Colin, they messed this draft up really bad.
They really did. They really did. Like, they picked Jahmyr Gibbs way too high. They picked Jack Campbell, who is a solid linebacker, definitely going to be good. Because, I mean, you saw that highlight right there. He just tackles him in the end zone for a safety. But Tampa's on the clock.
Alright.
Quarterback?
I'm gonna head out.
All right.
A lot of homework being finals week.
Yeah.
So
I don't blame you.
hopefully the Giants pick someone good. Hopefully you guys, the listeners, enjoyed the stream, and we'll see you next time on Let's Talk Football.
Yeah.
I'll see you next time.
Absolutely. See you later, Sean. All right, so Tampa's still on the clock here.
This is Levis.
It's got to be a quarterback. And the pick is in. The pick is in. Damn. I don't know why the Lions went with Jack Campbell.
I'm just getting nervous.
Like,
man.
they got Malcolm Rodriguez.
Yeah,
I like him. I don't think they really needed a linebacker, at least in the first round. You could have gotten him for a day 2 pick, and he probably still would have been there.
Unreal.
Gosh.
No. This was
I think they're overthinking their draft decisions.
This was like the worst draft I can remember with a team that had 2 first-round picks.
Yeah.
At first glance.
Well, I mean, the Giants did take Daniel Jones and Dexter Lawrence. At the time, it was
No,
considered
I
bad.
Yeah. I thought about that. But
the-
like at least it filled a need though. Like the running back, like what are you doing? Like at least it was positional value. Like there's no positional value in a running back.
I mean, the Giants got Evan Neal and Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah.
Those were pretty good
Thibodeau
picks.
was great, but Neal struggled a lot.
Well, that was Andrew Thomas, and
Right.
he ended up becoming an All-Pro. I'm trying to think of a team that just whiffed on 2 first-round picks, unless you're draft day where the Browns end up getting the best edge rusher and then the best running back in the first round, and the Seahawks get the biggest bust because of that trade. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know other teams that have done well when they had 2 first-round picks. At least, not that I know of.
I think teams just overthink it.
I mean, the Patriots actually, they took Chandler Jones and Dante Hightower in 2012, so I'll give them that. They ended up becoming key cornerstones of that franchise. And Chandler Jones is most likely a future Hall of Famer.
Oh, 100%.
So,
At least in the Patriots Ring of Honor, I feel like, right?
yeah. All right. Is he at the podium?
Not yet. Come on. What are you doing?
What is going on?
Bucks fans are not happy.
Yep. I don't know how you could describe Bucks fans.
I don't know. I have a friend who's a Bucks fan.
My whole family are bandwagon Bucks fans, unfortunately. So I can't even say they're bandwagon anymore because they've just immersed themselves within the organization. So,
Yeah. Alright. What are we doing here?
all right, let's hear the pick. Thanks, Mike Greenberg. Kalijah Kancey off the board. Not a bad pick. I really thought they'd go quarterback here, honestly.
Will Levis fall out of the first round?
Well, who else is on the board? I mean, the rumor did come out that they were possibly about to pick a quarterback in the first round, and they have the 20th pick.
I
They're
don't
on
know
the
if they do
clock.
that. The Giants have to trade up, man.
I
'Cause,
know.
Like, there's the Chargers, the Ravens, and the Vikings. Like, I don't know. I feel like you gotta trade up with Seattle,
Yeah, exactly.
but they're not gonna. I think they're gonna keep
I don't think they will. I think if they're really confident about this player, then I think that's what they're going to do.
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, he's gonna get the Aaron Donald comparisons because he went to Pitt.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of players that went to the same school and they end up becoming nothing like them, unfortunately. Haven't seen a trade since then.
No.
Since the what was the last trade that happened when the Eagles got Jalen Carter? I think.
Yeah, I think.
Oh no, the
No,
Steelers and Patriots.
Yeah, Steelers.
I mean, that ended up becoming a win for both teams. So, all right. Celtics are tied. They better close this series out. I'm scared. So, Kalijah Kancey's at home in Fort Lauderdale. He's not that far from Tampa. I mean, it is a pretty long drive, but he will be at least close to home. Okay, indeed.
Taking their time.
I know. What do you think? What else could the Seahawks pick here? Because Tyrese, excuse me,
I'll see.
I think all like the best edge rushers. They could get. I mean, they already got a quarterback.
I'll see.
Seasonal allergies, ladies and gentlemen. But yep, that was a. Excuse me. I'm just trying to think. Who else could it be? I don't think they need receivers. I think they already picked an offensive lineman, so maybe they get Osiris Torrance
maybe
if they're
they'll go
lucky.
interior.
If they see that Will Levis is still on the board, they might gamble on him. Oh my god. This is crazy, but
I don't know. Maybe they are looking at a trade down.
Yeah, exactly.
'Cause there's not like a lot of. If they're not looking for a receiver, there's not a lot of.
I don't know. What else could you get, though?
Yeah, so maybe they are looking to trade down.
There's still a lot of time on the clock, so
Right.
I don't think.
They still have like half the time, but I don't know. But so far been a intriguing draft.
Yep. Let's see. There's still 4 minutes left. I'm gonna see who the best players are still available and see where we can go from there. Oh crap! No. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Best available players. So overall, it's Will Levis. Nolan Smith is still there. So I did bring
I
out.
would be happy with Nolan Smith if he went to the Giants. That would be. I'd like.
Yeah.
that pick.
Dalton Kincaid, the tight end out of Utah. Jackson Smith. So they could go for a wide receiver if they really want to form an electric trio. Michael Mayer, I think that's going to be a reach. Zay Flowers, Joey Porter Jr., Miles Murphy. Miles Murphy, I think, actually could be a good fit. Deontay Banks, Jordan Addison, Quentin Johnston, Brian Branch. And,
Branch is good.
yep. So, really, you just got to, I don't know if they go best of, is it best available?
I go best available from the Giants, and that for me is Jackson Smith and Jake.
Okay.
And then if Jackson Smith is gone, then Jordan Addison, and then probably the Porter or Banks, one of the two.
I know.
So I'd be fine with them.
What? Oh, no. Stream limit reached? No.
Oh,
This is not happening. Well, we could always adapt. Let me try this.
right when you're starting to get good.
I know, exactly. I can fix this.
Got it.
Got it.
There we go.
See? No problem.
Seahawks still picking, man.
I know. 2 minutes now. I guess they're just really trying to see if they want to trade down, and if they can't do it, they're just going to have to pick a best available option and be like, oh, well, I guess we're going to have to go for it.
What?
Oh, Schefter's got his phone out. Okay. There's no trade. There is no trade.
When Schefter always has the phone out, you think there's a trade coming.
I can't tell if Will Levis is. He's on his phone, but I don't think anybody called him.
The Seahawks pick isn't even in yet, which is just
I know.
weird, man.
Apparently, ESPN Analytics says there's a 1.1% chance he would have been available at pick 20. So he was expected to be off the board at this point.
Oh, 100%. Man, less than a minute.
I know.
What's going on?
There's 55 seconds left.
They're
Maybe the pick was in and they're just trying to get it? I'm not sure.
They're really trying to trade down, I think.
I guess they're really, really stuck on who they want to get, or the communication is just bad. 40 seconds.
Yes, like, what's happening? 34, 32, wow.
There's 30 seconds. What is going on?
I don't think I've ever seen it get this far down.
I don't know. By the way, there are going to be 31 picks in this draft because the Dolphins forfeited their selection.
There it is.
Now the pick is in. Okay.
They waited till the bell.
If they reach on somebody, we're going to laugh at them
We know
because...
why.
Oh my gosh. I'm guessing they wanted a trade down. There's no way you take that long unless you're really, really sure about a player. Giants still have a long way to go in this.
Yeah. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So 4 players that can go ahead of them.
Okay, everyone's out of their seats.
Just to see if this is.
Oh my god. Celtics are down by 1. There's 6 minutes though. I am freaking out. that goes to Game 7. We're probably losing, unfortunately, and I'm gonna die
Yeah,
inside.
it's
But at
alright.
least we wouldn't have been as crushed as we did against Milwaukee. As Milwaukee got, heartbroken. It will be an interesting playoffs just to see who actually wins it this year.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the two best teams in the league, if they get eliminated in the first round, it literally opens the door wide open for everybody.
Well, I guess the Celtics. That was my pick. So.
That was my pick, too, obviously,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't know. Their pick is still in. Roger Goodell is still not walked up to the podium.
Yeah, I don't know.
Chargers are on the clock for those that are paying attention along to the stream. For those of you that have stuck around or are joining, God bless you, because we're literally 2.5 hours into this thing.
Mhm.
It's just pretty much what I was expecting, considering, we're at the 20th pick. I don't think he's walked up yet.
What we see.
I don't know if he walks up that slowly or if he just really.
I think there's
Oh, there's an assembly on the stage. This should be interesting.
The Seattle Seahawks are champions of growing the game of football at the youth and high school levels. Joining me on stage are local boys tackle football players and local girls flag players who are pioneers in flag football growth.
Good for them.
These young men and women embody the NFL values of respect, integrity, resiliency, and responsibility to their teams. Congratulations on your accomplishments in your academic and football careers. Now to make the selection, please welcome Bethany Uribe.
All right, here we go.
Wow.
They got Jackson Smith.
That's
Wow. I mean, that was an interesting theory.
best player available.
Yeah. Well, yeah, pretty much. I mean, Mel Kiper said Will Levis, but I mean, yeah, Jackson Smith, that's going to be a plus considering that you're now featuring Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, and probably the best receiver available, and you're giving Geno Smith enough help. So, issue is, and you got Kenneth Walker in the running game, and, the tight ends are not terrible, and the offensive line is improving, and I think, they got their corner. I just think they need pass rushing.
Yeah.
And they never really have that consistently. I don't even know what the Chargers are going to do.
They're probably going to take Addison.
I think so, considering that Keenan Allen has definitely been on the trade block, or he's been rumored to be on the trade block, and you never know what Mike Williams' health is going to be, so you're going to need somebody besides Josh Palmer, DeAndre Carter, or Jalen Guyton coming off a torn ACL. So
Yeah.
I think Jalen Guyton's still on the Chargers.
I think they'll be signing him.
I don't know. Let me check. Yeah, he's still there. He's still there. Okay. I honestly thought he's an undrafted player. I always thought he had flashes and he could definitely take his game to another level, but I mean, just got hurt.
Yeah. Jackson Smith.
Oh my gosh.
Mm.
So let's see. Chargers. Honestly, if they really wanted to get running back because Austin Eckler demanded a trade, they wouldn't have been in the rod for getting them. I know it's a first round, but it's a late first round pick, so I think it would have been a little bit more justifiable than 6th or 8th. So,
Yep.
or 8th or 12th, I should say. And they definitely need defensive help. They couldn't stop the run yet again. Their secondary was a little bit wrecked because of injury, and the pass rush disappeared once Joey Bosa got hurt. So I think it should be a defensive player, but I could see them getting Jordan Addison.
I hope not, because that's the player I want after this.
Yeah. Well, the Giants could get Zay Flowers if Addison
I
is
like
off the
Addison
board.
A little bit better than Flowers, though, actually. Pretty similar.
Yeah,
I like him similarly.
exactly.
But I don't know what the Chargers are going to do. Baltimore, what do they do?
Baltimore, they got their quarterback. They got a receiver. I think they should take either Joey Porter Jr. or Cam
Yeah, probably
Smith.
their corner, right?
Yeah. Celtics are freaking down by 3.
Ugh, Seahawks. Wow, that's insane. They got Devin Witherspoon and Jackson Smith. Wow.
Yeah, Charles Cross, Kenneth Walker, Abraham Lucas, Tariq Woolen, Devin Witherspoon, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. They've had a solid draft over the last 2 years, and they're building young. And I mean, I know Geno Smith is not going to be their long-term option, but I mean, so far it's been so far it's not looking bad. They're on the rise.
Yeah, made the playoffs last year.
Yep.
Oh man, I am interested to see what happens here. The Chiefs are definitely gonna get imagine one of the receivers falls to the Chiefs. That'd be so annoying.
That's what I thought was gonna happen. I think I said this in my mock draft. They would get a receiver if they kept falling because I knew it was eventually to happen, and I said Jordan Addison to the Chiefs. So it's possible that they do get a receiver, but I mean they're relying on a lot of young guys to step up because McCall Harmon's gone and Juju's gone. So you're really counting on Justin Ross and Sky Moore and obviously Travis Kelce. You're going to need another receiver. And the pick is in for the Chargers. So, yeah, Ohio State has had great luck with the wide receivers. I didn't even know Jameson Williams even started there before he transferred to Alabama.
Yeah, that's an insane wide receiver.
I think that's why he transferred, because he was just so low on the depth chart because there was so much talent.
Yeah.
And
Gets buried in there.
Yep.
Ugh. Man.
My goodness. So now they're just recapping through all the picks. I'm glad the Panthers didn't reach and take somebody else. I knew it was the consensus pick. I'm glad that the Texans did not panic and got C.J. Stroud. I think it was even genius of them to find a way to actually get the 3rd overall pick.
Yeah. Anthony Richardson, that one I felt like was going to happen.
That I felt was going to happen too. Devin Witherspoon, I'm not surprised that happened. I honestly would have been expecting them to get an edge rusher too, but I'm not surprised that they took Witherspoon. Just again, you needed someone to help Tariq Woolen out, and the secondary definitely needed some help.
Yeah.
Will Levis is standing up.
Levis, maybe the Vikings take him?
Maybe? I'm not sure. I don't.
We need one of the quarterbacks we're going to slide, but...
I know. It's kind of more intense when the TV is muted because you don't know what is going to happen. There's Dean Spanos in the Chargers draft room. And where's Brandon Staley?
I saw him. He was in there.
Okay. I honestly thought I missed him for a second. I was like, wait, what? But, okay, the pick is in for the Chargers. So, I hope it's not another commercial. They're airing the podium. No one's walking out on it, though, until now. So, we'll see what happens here. Wide receiver? Wide receiver. I'm surprised Quentin Johnson got picked that high,
Yeah.
but
Still, Jordan Addison's still on the board.
it was a need. It was a need because you need some help, knowing that Keenan Allen is getting old and Mike Williams is injury prone. So I don't hate the pick at all. I'll give this a B, just because I don't know how he's gonna prosper in the league. He's pretty much a boomer bust pick.
100%. Yeah.
All right, the Ravens are on the clock. They got a lot of time. I think they get corner. That's me personally. I think maybe you get Miles Murphy if you're lucky. But I think it's going to be someone on the defense. I think you already, like I said, you got a solid running game. You got your quarterback on a long-term deal. You have receiving help. You got Odell Beckham, even though that's going to be a boomer bust signing. And you have Mark Andrews and Rashad Bateman's coming back fully healthy. So this really, I think they go defense, but you got to really see what they do if they really want an offensive player.
He's huge.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm nervous.
You're nervous?
I'm nervous because I don't know what the score is for the Celtics game, and I'm praying to something. Apparently, they were down by 2 when the third quarter ended. So, my goodness. So Ravens still on the clock. It's 5 minutes and 59 seconds. Tied at 4. They're tied. With 4 minutes and 15 seconds left. Oh my gosh. Get a rebound. There we go. I'm not watching the game. I'm just looking at the ESPN one. So they're tied at 113. Jaylen Brown has 32. Tatum has 25 and 12. Horford's got 10 rebounds, and Marcus Smart is 15. I know this is a football stream, but at the same time, you gotta be able to. There are other sports going on, and I'm trying to see. The Devils ended up shutting out the Rangers 4-0. So I really do not feel bad at all. I mean, I knew the Devils were gonna win that series. I didn't think they were gonna be down 2-0 and then win 3 straight. So that was.
Didn't they dominate the first game too?
The Rangers dominated both games, and then Devils ended up. I think they dominated Game 3. They won in overtime in Game 4, and this one it was just a shutout. So. Yep, and Horford's got the lead. Got the lead. It's not gonna be for long though, because there's 3 minutes left. But I'm gonna turn it off for now and just
give yourself a break.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God, the draft isn't even on the television anymore. Like the picks and everything, it's just a straight up commercial. So,
yeah.
Let's see. Besides, what do you think the biggest steal of the draft is in the modern era? Not Tom Brady. I meant like in the last maybe 10 years or so. Because there are a lot of options. Like Stephon Diggs got picked in the 5th round.
Fred Warner, Max Crosby.
Yep, Alvin Kamara, if you really think about it. Russell Wilson was a 3rd round pick.
Right. Kittle.
Yep, George Kittle. That's an easy one. I'm trying to think who else.
Mahomes. I mean, that's kind of a steal.
I mean, it was a 1st round pick, though, so I don't even count those as steals because, I mean, if you're a 1st round pick, you're expected to play at a high level.
Yeah.
And, let's see. I'm trying to think who else. That's like saying Aaron Rodgers is a steal because Alex Smith got picked before him.
And Alex Smith is decent. It's just like people always look at that as Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, true. Cooper Kupp was a big steal.
Yeah,
he was a 6th or 7th round pick.
Oh, really? He was that late?
Yeah.
He was like mid-round.
I think it's a 6th and 7th. I could be mistaken. Let's just double check or triple check. He got drafted in the, let's see. No, sorry. I was wrong. 3rd round pick. Okay. Well, I mean, out of Eastern Washington.
Yeah.
I swear, Kyle Duggar for the Patriots. It's not the biggest deal, but I mean, nobody even knew where Lenore Ryan was before Kyle Duggar got picked. At least Patriots fans.
Yeah. That was the same. That was with Xavier McKinney too. Xavier McKinney got picked like the year before or after that.
Yeah, there are a lot of options. But I mean, I think Tom Brady is the biggest draft steal ever. He got picked behind Giovanni Carmazzi, T. Martin, Kyle Baller, Mark Bulger. Not Kyle Baller. Chris Redman, Chad Pennington, and Spurgeon Wayne. Those were picked right before Tom Brady.
Yeah, it's so funny looking back at like the videos of like Mel Kiper talking about like Tom Brady, like, oh, this is Tom Brady too.
Well, he definitely had the worst combine. He was too skinny to play, and he was slow, but I mean, he completely shattered that mold without a doubt. He literally changed the fortunes of the Patriots the minute he, got onto the field. Like, they won a Super Bowl. I mean, obviously, the hit that Drew Bledsoe took was scary because he had to go to the hospital because of internal bleeding in his lungs. I think there was a collapsed lung. But at the same time, I think Ravens pick is in, by the way. At the same time, once Tom Brady stepped on the field, there was no looking back. And Bill Belichick was the one that made the bold decision to just go forward with him throughout the rest of the year and potentially throughout the rest of his career. So,
The rest is history.
yep, Tuck Rule did kind of save him a little bit, but
Yeah.
I'll admit that. It was really controversial. I was only a month or two old. Yes! Celtics are up by 8. There's a minute 31 left. Woo! All right, just got to close this out. Christian Gonzalez gets picked. The Celtics are not going to choke, hopefully. The Bucks choke in the first round. I mean, yeah, the Knicks won in 5 games, but to be fair, I mean, Knicks fans, I don't blame them for being happy and for screaming. Their team has been, their fan base has just been miserable. They have a terrible owner. I mean, the team has always been bad, and this year they actually have a good shot of getting to the conference finals, but they got to go through Jimmy Butler.
Exactly. Who's playoff team, man?
Yeah, the Celtics though, like if they win this game, they got to get it together because like they can't get away. They're not getting away with this against the 76ers. They're not. Like they got Joel Embiid, and you know they're going to be more disciplined, and they have a very tougher mind. Very tougher is not even a sentence. They have a tougher mindset, so this is going to be interesting. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy.
Breathe now?
Like, for now, let me see. I want to check the time. Okay, so the Hawks called timeout. Hawks have 2 timeouts though, so this is going to be interesting. I got to watch the highlights like once it gets posted because pick is in for the Ravens. Zay Flowers. Wow.
Alright.
So they ended up getting a wide receiver. I didn't think that's what they needed because, I mean, to be fair, you don't know how OBJ is going to play.
Right.
2 straight ACL surgeries on the same knee, and he was taking a year off of football. This is a good safe pick, so I'm not going to hate on it. I think they should have gotten a quarter, but I think they'll wait till the second round.
I agree. I'm just interested to see if the Vikings don't take a receiver here, then
Vikings, honestly, yeah, they kind of do need a receiver because the next best receiver after Justin Jefferson and KJ Osborne is Jalen Reagor.
yeah, they might. But,
I think they do need a receiver, either Jordan Addison or.
Jordan Addison's my guy right now. That's the one I want. To
I know, but at the same time, it's just. I mean, they did have the worst defense though. So do you really?
Right, exactly.
Do you think you should go for there? I hope they don't make a mistake and pick Will Levis or something. Maybe Nolan
Hope
Smith
they do.
because they cut Eric Kendricks. But yeah, this is why you can't really get too, you can't get too sure of who they're going to pick because it's going to be somewhat different. And you can't at the same time, you can't hate a guy too much because maybe he'll prove people wrong. I mean, Daniel Jones, Giants fans hated that pick and he got a big payday because he actually had coaching. And now he's getting help around him. So,
Hopefully, that's the hope right now.
yeah.
Hopefully, Jordan Addison can.
I think Zay Flowers, he should be a good
I
fit.
think he's gonna be a really good fit.
I mean, I think the thing is, Greg Roman is gone, so no longer are you worrying about a pistol offense. They're comparing him to Tyreek Hill.
I can see that
Is he that fast?
really fast.
I don't know I know 40-yard dashes don't mean everything about a player's speed. Like Jerry Rice, the reason why he fell that late in the first round, he had a 4.6 40, and he ended up becoming the greatest wide receiver ever. John Ross, fastest receiver coming out of the draft. He ended up being a total bust because he couldn't get on the field. Marvin Lewis did not like him, and he just never got an opportunity, and he could not back up his success from that combine. So, 24 seconds left, 126 to 119.
I think you're good.
I think so too, but I'm gonna. Okay, Vikings are still on the clock. I'm sorry to go off topic with the basketball stuff. If you guys don't remember me from Let's Talk Football, you know I am a raging Boston fan. And TJ, I mean, here's the thing: you don't really pay attention to basketball that much, but you're technically a Nets fan if you wanted to choose.
Yeah.
So I mean, honestly, I wouldn't have blamed you just considering that, the Knicks, both teams are in the same tier. I think the Knicks are a better team, obviously, but
Well,
at the
yeah.
same time, it's just,
I've never really been a fan of the Knicks. I'm not a huge fan of the fans.
yeah, I'm just so I mean, I don't hate the Knicks fans. Like, I actually want them to be happy because, again, several years and years and years of misery, falling short, choke jobs, and they finally win a playoff series in 10 years, a legitimate one. And they have a really good shot this season. I'm just happy. All right, so 19 seconds left. The Celtics are up by 6. You just got to hold on to the ball and foul. They have to.
Yep.
And make free throws. Because you cannot, if they choke this game in 19 seconds, I am going to flip out. Not curse, because I'm on the radio, but yeah, at the same time, it is just, I don't know. Okay, so Vikings, I think, really, I don't think they should take Nolan Smith. I would prefer them to get a wide receiver. I wouldn't mind if they got Nolan Smith, but also I wouldn't mind if they got Joey Porter Jr. Because they need secondary help because Patrick Peterson is gone. And you're counting on, what, Shannon Sullivan and who else is on that team? Andrew Booth. I think Andrew Booth is going to be a good pick, but I think at the same time, you kind of need secondary help because that was the biggest reason why you lost in the playoffs. It's because Daniel Jones torched you for over 300 yards.
Well, you know what I was just thinking about?
What?
The Vikings could totally screw us here for being on the playoffs and just take a receiver.
Yeah, of course. Of course, because you got Justin Jefferson and KJ Osborne and who else? TJ Hawkinson and Dalvin Cook, who... Dalvin Cook has been every offseason, it seems like he might get traded or he's going to get cut, but then they shut down the reports saying, no, Dalvin Cook is our guy. If we want to keep him, we'll keep him. It's just so much confusion with this team. That's why I don't think they're going to win the division. They have talent on the offense, but I don't think Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook alone are going to carry them, especially when you have Kirk Cousins. So the Lions have more talent, and maybe the Bears could be a sneaky wildcard team, but I don't think that should be the case. Still 2 minutes left.
I'm nervous.
I am too.
Vikings school.
What is going on in this Celtics game? Because it's been a 19 seconds for so long and they haven't made an update. Are they reviewing something? I'm not gonna go on YouTube because I'm literally doing a stream, but yeah, Vikings are still on the clock and there's a minute and 58. Are they trying to trade down?
Probably. Usually when they're like running down the clock like this.
Maybe they're trading down and then moving higher up in the second round. I'm not sure.
Maybe. I can see that.
Okay, the Celtics called a timeout. And the Hawks made a turnover. 17 seconds left. Celtics, you just got to hold on to the ball. That's all you got to do.
And then you're a happy man.
Yeah. So, let's see. We got round 2 tomorrow. That one, I don't think it's going to be as interesting as it, was anticipated at the beginning because we didn't think that some of these players were going to be taken off this early.
Yeah.
Like, who knew that, like, Jahmyr Gibbs was going to be picked in the first round, or that Jack Campbell was going to be picked.
I can't believe that. Still can't believe that. Jahmyr Gibbs.
I never really watch. I'll pay attention to the rest of the draft. Like, I'll see who my team got and where certain players are going. But at the same time, it's just you can't really judge a second round pick, a third round pick, or fourth, fifth, or sixth, or seventh because. Yeah, there are some that are probably not going to do well, but then there are others that are going to be, like we were talking about earlier, that are going to be all-pro receivers, that are going to get massive extensions, that will probably be the greatest player in NFL history. So, A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf, the pick is in. Sorry.
Kind of nervous, not gonna lie. This is Jordan Addison.
I know, the Giants are 2 picks away.
I know. If this is Jordan Addison, I'm going to be a little.
Do you think that the Giants were trying to trade up and a deal could have come through? It's a possible.
Possibility, man. I don't know. Maybe they thought it was too much.
All right, Peyton Pritchard is entering the game for Graham Williams. And Derek White is entering the game for Al Horford. That's the only basketball game that's on.
Yeah.
If you're interested in the Yankees, they just excuse me, they just beat the Rangers 4-2.
There you go.
So good for them. And Vegas is up 1-0 against Winnipeg. And Vegas is up 3-1. So if they win this game, they're on to the second round. And can we just see the pick?
Yeah.
I hate stalling because it's like it's tuning the audience out, but more importantly, they're tuning me out by just stalling for this long. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like it's like just like I feel like we've been over everything.
I know.
You know?
Then again, you love hearing natural reactions to these picks.
Exactly.
I mean, we've went through a ton of surprises.
No.
All right. Yep. Marcus Smart is shooting free throws, and there's 15 seconds left. I'm not actually. I'll save the clapping when the clock expires.
Yeah, gotta wait till it hits 0-0.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Vikings.
I don't know. It's amazing how the whole place just fills up with that team color.
I know.
Like it's all purple. Goodell's walking
Oh,
up.
the amount of prep they do for okay.
Let's see what happens.
So nervous.
Watch him get a receiver. There it is. At wide receiver. And the Celtics win.
That's annoying.
Yes! Finally! Let's go. We did not choke a 3-1 lead. Thank goodness. And Trae Young had 30 points. Did not matter. He shot 9 for 28. Oh my gosh. Let's go. Now we got to play Philly on Monday. Yes! I'm sorry that you didn't get the receiver you wanted, but let's see. You still could get a corner because I think you do need secondary help.
I think corners. I like Brian Branch.
I mean,
I take
Brian Branch is a great pick. I think maybe that's what the Jaguars will get because they don't really have a good safety.
All right, if Brian Branch is gone, I'm going Deontay Banks or Joey Porter.
Okay.
But if they pass on Brian.
Well, I
Branch,
wanted to get a wide receiver offensive tackle, but we ended up getting arguably the best corner in the draft.
I'd be fine with Nolan Smith too.
Yeah. Really, I mean, it's just at this point you just got to avoid that the Giants don't reach for a pick. So
Yeah.
we're closing in on 3 hours, by the way. This has been so much fun. Oh, Jaguars are trading their pick. They are trading the pick to the New York Giants. Giants are moving up one spot.
Why would they do that?
I guess I don't know. I guess they don't want Jacksonville to take because. Wait a minute.
Wait.
Do the Giants have 2 picks in a row?
Wait. No, it's definitely not updated.
It's still saying Giants at 25 and Giants at 24. Oh dear. Do you think the Jaguars are just? Okay, this is going to be interesting. I feel like they're going to swap. Like, remember 2 years ago when the Eagles and the Cowboys traded and people thought that the Eagles had 2 picks in a row, but they ended up finding out it was... Okay, yep, Jaguars are getting that pick.
So they trade up one spot.
I'm guessing it was a pin and steal. I feel like you just gave up a 4th or 5th round pick. That's my best estimation.
They gave up that much. It's one spot.
And commercial break.
Oh, that's what
The
it is.
Giants are still on the clock, so I think we've heard who you wanted them to take,
Brian
but
Branch.
is that your first option?
That's my first option right now. So Giants traded number 25, number 160, and number 240.
So that's the compensation?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not terrible.
Well, it's fine.
Just 2 late picks, that's not a big deal.
Um,
The Giants have to get one of the I hope they don't get Will Levis. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but I don't know. And that's why I was worried they were going to get Jahmyr Gibbs or Bijan Robinson.
Thank God they didn't.
I know that would have been a little bit of a disaster. So you do need linebacker depth. I think the secondary needs a young veteran
It's too early
or
for
a
linebacker.
young
This is way too
lockdown
early for
option.
linebacker.
Yeah. It is too early, but at the same time, I mean, Nolan Smith is the best linebacker available. Pick is in. Okay, this is going to be fun.
They're fun or funny?
Both. That's why I held out for a little bit, because I was like, who knows?
Could be fun for me or it could be fun for you. One of the two.
What happens if you get Jalen Hyatt?
Oh, I'd be so upset.
Really?
I'd be so upset, dude.
He's not a bad player.
He reminds me so much of John Ross.
I thought you were gonna say Tony.
That too, low key. He's a little
Yep.
bigger, but like, oh, I hope. Why did you put that in my head? I really hope it's not. Jalen,
Yep. I know.
but- Ugh.
Yeah, their pick is still in, so
I'm going.
just waiting to get out of this commercial break. I don't want to see Pete Davidson on a Taco Bell commercial. I'm sorry. He's a pretty funny dude, but I mean, it's just he does. I don't know why he's dressed like that, and I don't know why this was the theme for the commercial. Breakfast with Peter. Like, someone actually sat down and wrote that commercial.
That was a good idea. Right?
Like, this could be seen in, like, a bad dream if you don't like this guy. Couldn't it?
I think so.
Like, if you love Taco Bell but you hate Pete Davidson, this is the one that everybody just wants to avoid.
Right.
So, honestly, what do you think has been, like, the biggest surprise so far?
Jameer Gibbs 12.
Really? I would have guessed Bijan Robinson to Atlanta. That would have been my pick.
I just think. I don't think Jameer Gibbs was supposed to go in the first round.
I don't think Bijan. I knew Bijan would be I think Bijan would be picked that high. I wouldn't have been surprised if he was a late first rounder, but Paris. I just don't like the way that the Cardinals negotiated that deal with the
that makes
Texans.
sense.
Like, you give up on an edge rusher, and yeah, you did draft an offensive lineman, but I mean, you literally could have just drafted him, and there would have been no repercussions. We would have been, like, a little skeptical, but at the same time, it would have been like, okay, Kyler wanted offensive line, he got it. So you really didn't have to trade it. You could have easily traded up just to get Will Anderson if you really wanted him. Did they know that the Texans wanted him?
I guess so. You never know what goes on.
You never know. I mean, Danny Ainge told the Sixers, or I wouldn't say told, he convinced the Sixers that he wanted to get Markelle Fultz. So the Celtics and Sixers swap picks. Boston would be at 3, Philly would be at 1. They take Fultz, Lakers take Lonzo Ball, and we get Jason Tatum. And the Jaguars compensation is getting announced.
57.
Well, Brian Dabble's on the phone with his pick. Can we get a spoiler alert and see? There's John Mara and Joe Shane and Daboll. I mean, he's probably one of the most underrated Patriots assistant coaches and Alabama ones.
Listen, whoever they pick here.
This is the
whoever they
quarterback
pick-
whisperer for Josh Allen.
Whoever they pick here, I really can't be upset because I trust the people running.
Unless Dave Gettleman somehow decided to,
Right. Exactly.
disguise himself as Joe
I'm
Shane.
not gonna hate the pick either way, unless it's Jalen Hyatt. But
I don't think so. If Dave Gettleman was still there, that's who I would have been guessing, but I don't think that's the case. I think Joe Shane is thinking analytically, and he's going long term.
hopefully, I would be fine with a D line too. I wouldn't be too.
I can't call the Giants and Jets New Jersey teams anymore.
Yeah.
Damn, I hope he get. Oh, that was my friend texting me. Shoot, I said this earlier in the stream, but my one of my best friends here, she went to, well, Will Levis went to a high school right next to her town, and I guess like, trust me, I mean, I always get excited anytime. I mean, Bob Skoronski went to Fairfield Prep, and I think his grandson or great grandson just got drafted. So I was happy about that. She told me, damn, I hope he gets a good team. He's a quarterback. I'm going to guess she was trying to say she's a good quarterback, but here we go. Oh, no, she's not there yet.
All right.
Here we go, Goodell. Fingers crossed, TJ.
The Jacksonville Jaguars have traded the 24th pick
Correct.
to the New York
Heart
Giants.
rate right now.
With the 24th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Deontay Banks.
I like that pick.
There you go. There's your corner.
It's a good pick.
You wanted him. Well,
I
that
did.
was one of the options that you
Cameron
wanted.
Porter, I was fine with, but I like that pick. That's a good pick.
Not a bad pick at all.
Not a bad pick.
I'm surprised Joey Porter's stock is falling.
Right.
Like, I would have expected he would have, been picked by the Patriots or the Steelers, but I guess they had other plans in mind. So, I guess at this point, Joey Porter, could he go to the Jaguars, or will it be Brian Branch? Because I don't think you need to
Branch, I feel
improve
like
the
feels
offense.
like
What'd you say?
I feel like Branch feels like such a Jaguars pick because they need to.
Yeah,
They could
that's
go corner
true.
too, though. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a good chance that Levis is going to fall out of this draft.
Corners are corner. My friend texted me. He's a big Giants fan.
Yeah. Jaguars are trading this pick again? Who are they trading this with? Is it the Giants again?
Wait. Oh,
The Bills?
I saw the blue and I was like, what?
Ooh, so who do you think the Bills get? That's a tough one. Do you think
They're probably gonna go receiver, like Josh Downs or something like that.
Jalen Hyatt? I don't think they really need receivers. Maybe a run. I don't think running back.
Yeah.
Damn. Who the heck are the Bills gonna get? Offensive line? Maybe Osiris Torrance?
Yeah.
Because I think they do need interior help.
True. Dang.
Yeah, Deontay Banks is happy. Yeah, so not a bad pick. What would you grade it?
I mean, for picking 25th, graded a B plus. You know?
B plus?
It's just the overall circumstances. I wish we got
I'm going to give my team the same thing because, I mean, I wanted receiver or an offensive tackle, but getting the best corner in the draft is not a bad thing at all. And you definitely were going to need secondary at some point. So, because, I mean, listen, I love Jonathan Jones. I'm happy he got his money, but I've always thought of him as a slot quarterback. You get put on a number one receiver, he's going to get torched. And he makes flash plays now and then, but
Yep.
Jack Jones, he's a rookie, but, I mean, he got suspended, so you got to really take that into consideration. Marcus Jones hasn't really proved anything as a corner in this league. They're moving Jalen Mills to safety. He's a really good returner.
Yeah.
Jalen Mills is getting moved to safety, which I think that's why I like the safety. That's why I like the signing at the time, because when they brought in Mills, I was expecting he would be a box safety, but apparently that did not happen. They put him in corner. And because Stephon Gilmore was out, and they ended up trading him to Carolina, so I was like, really? You're going to stick with Mills as your second option at corner? And, I mean, he's not terrible, but he's I don't think he's lived up to that type of contract, in my opinion.
Yeah. What? We shall see.
The pick is in for Buffalo.
I feel like this is gonna be Josh Downs.
I'm so happy that the Celtics did not choke this game. I would have been so happy. And Marcus Smart made the clutch three that essentially iced the game. Because they were on like a 14-3 run. I'm so happy. Oh my gosh. But, I mean, I know that, listen, they got to get their you-know-what together.
Yeah.
Because Philly's going to be tough, but the Knicks have beaten them 3 times. And the Heat always put up a great fight. They just beat the Bucks in 5 games. So they really have to get everything together, because if they play like this in the last 2 games, or at least in this series, if their defense plays like this, they are not going to do well against Philly.
Yeah.
But I'm happy we get this matchup. I think we should win that series.
Yeah.
Hawks played their hearts out. Trae Young was outstanding. They definitely had a lot of heart when DeJounte Murray got suspended. I knew the offensive rebounding would be an issue, but it was not like the way Miami got killed with it.
Mm-hmm.
And more importantly, all the Celtics needed to do was make sure that they didn't get torched from 3. And based off of this box score, they gave up 15 3-pointers, but the Celtics made 18. So the offense showed up, and when their best players needed to make plays, they absolutely did it. So I'm happy. You know, it was an ugly game, but a win is a win.
Win's a win, man.
So that like the Giants, almost every win they had this last year.
Right. That's a good point. Oh.
My goodness, I'm so happy. Will Levis is just chilling.
So who's left in the first round? No one.
Will Levis is
The
still Will
Saints?
Levis at Hendon Hooker.
The Saints.
Saints, they are. I mean, they
Derek
signed
Carr.
Derek
They
Carr
look
long
like- I
term.
don't
There's
even
no
know why.
point. I mean, there's a good chance. What if the Cowboys just get Will Levis?
I would laugh hysterically.
I would laugh so bad. I mean, Jerry Jones wanted to get Johnny Manziel. Who knows? I know it's a bad comparison, but
Yeah, I feel like Levis definitely has the upper hand in terms of his mentality, right?
yeah, because he's not partying or drinking or doing drugs.
Yeah.
Did you see that clip, by the way, where Merrill Hodge is warning everybody, Johnny Manziel is not a first-round pick, in my opinion. I'd be shocked if he was a 5th or 6th-round pick. He is not going to develop, and he is going to flat out, he's just not going to, he's going to be a bust. And Skip Bayless says, you have never been more wrong. He is a
Yeah.
superstar. He is going to turn the Browns around. If I were the Texans, I'd pick him number 1 overall.
And he said he's going to be bigger in Cleveland than
The LeBron James.
James.
That was so stupid. Like,
I think-
LeBron James literally LeBron James won a championship for them. And the Browns haven't done anything since the 50s or 60s. They got to the playoffs in 2020, even though they choked. They went to 3 straight AFC championship games in the 80s, and it ended up in a bad drive or Red Right 88, the drive, the fumble, and then they lose again. And it was just,
Yeah, the Browns really just had that miraculous 2020
yeah.
run, and then
I will never forgive Art Modell, though, for moving the team out of Cleveland. The way he did it was so shady. Like, he was AWOL, and then the news got announced, and the Browns just completely collapsed. Like, they were the preseason pick to win the Super Bowl. Oh, here we go.
they took a tight end.
Really?
I get why they traded up because Dallas and Cincinnati are right, but
I guess they knew. I guess they were trying to fleece the Cowboys.
yeah,
Maybe that's what they were gonna. Maybe that's what Dallas was gonna get.
I think Dallas is going to get that.
Wow.
Imagine.
They had Dalton Schultz. He goes to Houston. Just get the next best Dalton. I mean, he is the best tight end out of the draft. But I mean, you have Dawson Knox.
I don't know.
I guess he hasn't really lived up to his potential last year, and maybe they're trying to maybe they're trying to get better at the run blocking, but I don't know. Anyways, what was I saying earlier? I kind of lost
Yeah.
track. What am I thinking? What were you saying?
Like him, who's the other tight end? Meyer.
Michael Mayer.
Yeah, I think.
And
he's-
Darnell Washington out of Georgia still on the
Yeah.
board. He's probably going to be a day 2 pick.
Yeah, probably go second round.
Let's see. What was I talking about?
Dang, this guy can get
Do you remember? Let's see. I wasn't talking about the Patriots.
Talking about the Browns after him.
Yeah, I did talk about the Browns.
Yeah.
It was just, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Art Modell goes AWOL. Bill Belichick was the head coach. This is when Nick Saban left to go be the head coach for Michigan State. He was the defensive coordinator, and he was the biggest reason why. And Bill was the reason why Nick Saban, got an NFL job.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. I mean, once the news got announced, I mean, it just crumbled the team apart, and that final game was just depressing. Just seeing the fans tear that stadium down.
They got blown out too, right?
I don't remember, but they described it like it was a funeral, and I was like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
So, and then seeing Baltimore win a Super Bowl, like in 2000 with the greatest defense, I'm sure every Browns fan was just seething when that happened, and just not really for the performance itself, but just the fact that Art Modell won a championship.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace. Obviously, I don't think he's a terrible owner. Don't get me wrong, but just that move alone will always leave a lasting stain and a black guy on his reputation. So
Yeah, man. I 100% agree. There's a lot of owners that
let me look this up. Cleveland Browns.
just have so much bad reputations.
Yeah, they were 5-11 that year. The Browns. They were crap. Let's see. They were 3-1, and then they were 4-4, and then they lost a lot. They didn't get blown out, but no, they won in a blowout in their final home game, 26-10 against Cincinnati. So that was their final home game, but they tore the stadium down. It was so depressing. Let's see what the Cowboys are doing. Mike McCarthy giving the Jones family a huge pep talk.
I hope they reach for someone here.
I hope they get Will Levis.
Please.
Please get Will Levis. I don't think they're going to do that, but I could just see them. Remember when they took Taco Charlton over TJ Watt?
Yeah.
That's what I think might happen. Something similar.
We took Evan Ingram over TJ Chark. Or over TJ Watt.
Yeah. Well, Evan Ingram had a bounce back year with the
Yeah,
Jaguars.
but he's nowhere near.
Yeah. Wait. I did this earlier, but who am I? Oh no, I dropped it.
Evan Ingram.
Yeah.
In Philly? Remember that game in Philly? When
Yeah. I was at my house. I literally just I couldn't deal with the COVID restrictions, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go remote and home. I watched that game and I'm like, great, now the Eagles are going to win because I've seen that movie plenty of times before.
The Giants love.
If that's who they're going to pick, they're going to compare him to Jason Witten.
I mean, he kind of does have a similar build.
Yeah, and he is not fast, but he could create space. It's crazy how slow tight ends can create a lot of space.
Yeah.
I think it's because the DBs are just trying to see where they're going to go. Because, like, that route right there is just, you didn't think Jason Witten was going to make a little move to the post.
I'm trying to see where Brian Branch goes.
Honestly, maybe the Cowboys pick him here.
I can see that.
Because, let's see, they got Donovan Wilson, and I don't really know if they have another safety that they can truly rely upon as a full-time starter. But let's check, because I really don't want to make sure I get this wrong. They have Malik Hooker, Jaron Kearse, and Donovan Wilson. I think they need safety. Safety, if they get Michael Myers, then that's going to be a reach. I would personally love to see them get Will Levis. And I'm being sarcastic because everyone loves dumping on the Cowboys because their fan base is annoying, and Jerry Jones just, is the biggest reason why.
They're just such a running joke in the NFL,
I know. I'll give him credit, though. He made the Cowboys so good in the 90s, they won a Super Bowl with Barry Switzer.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess the pick is in. There you go. Yep, they're shaking hands. They're all going home. They're like, screw this. There's a 1 hour time difference in Dallas, right? Okay, so it's 10:15. I mean, the kids got to go to school tomorrow. And honestly, it's past my bedtime. So it's almost midnight, and we're 26 point. We're at the 26th pick.
Yeah, this is even on here for 3 hours and
16 minutes. I'll say this: you know how in day 3 the picks go by like that?
Yeah.
They should just be doing that for the entire first round.
They want to get that ad revenue. I don't know.
Yeah, there's no way in God's green earth that the teams are like, you know what, we could just get this done right away, but you know what, we gotta follow the rules or we're probably gonna face a fine. I don't think that's actually what they do. I'm just being skeptical, but
Just gotta
yeah,
get that reasoning out there, man.
I know.
So far, an interesting first round though. I feel like this class wasn't as great as other classes. I feel like consensus wise.
Right.
I feel like a lot of these players would have gone in the second round in years
What
past.
if it's a reach?
Yeah.
It's gonna be I think we agree the Cowboys are gonna reach here.
I hope it will.
I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be. I mean, remember last year they got Tyler Smith.
Yeah, but
He ended up being pretty good. He ended up being pretty good, but he was an under the radar player.
That's why the draft is such a crapshoot, man.
That's why the Patriots got Cole Strange. I wanted secondary, but I mean, not only did the defense play better, but I mean, at the same time, Cole Strange had a pretty good season. He went through growing pains, but I like him at left guard.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! All right, let's see the pick.
All right, Dallas gonna choke in the NFC.
America's team, which is not the case. The Patriots actually have red, white, and blue in their colors, and they've won more championships. Here we go. Mozzie Smith, D tackle out of Michigan. I mean,
I've seen his name. I just haven't watched him.
of course they reach. We knew they were going to reach. We didn't think it was going to be for a D tackle.
My cousin's a Cowboys fan, so I kind of wanna ask.
Do the Cowboys, to quote Scooter Magruder, do you want to talk about it, Cowboys fans? Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm sure he's a pretty good player, but he was not projected to go in the first round at all.
No.
I mean, they do need run stopping, though. I think they do need a T tackle, but not in the first round. You could have gotten him a day later. You could have gotten Brian Branch. You could have gotten another. You actually could have reached for Jalen Hyatt, and we would have been like, all right, okay, we won't fault you there because you kind of need something. But Well, this isn't actually him at the draft.
No, I know. I meant like in the thing, in the pre-recorded, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. I'm guessing he's at home because I don't think he walked across the stage.
Yeah.
Which honestly, if I was one of these players, if I was getting drafted, I would want to be home too. Just simply because, like, listen, I know it's, it can be, breathtaking walking across the stage, getting a jersey and shaking the commissioner's hand, but at the same time, like, your family and your friends and, all those people that have supported you throughout your entire journey, those are the ones that really matter, not 100,000 or even more random people.
Right.
So, I mean, if there are fans that like that, go for it. But if it was me, I would just stay home, invite a huge block party. I remember watching Juju Smith-Schuster get picked, and he said, "If I get drafted today, we're all going in the ocean," and that's exactly what they did. That was when I was like, you know what? That's why Juju is just not only is he. I mean, listen, the TikToks have given him a bad rep, but I mean, he is probably one of the nicest people ever. I've never personally met him, but just knowing his reputation, I think he cares about his teammates, and he is not selfish at all. And I think I'm starting to lose my voice because I've been talking for 3 hours straight.
Yeah, man. My cousin is a Cowboys fan.
Yep.
He said he likes it, but he's a little confused by it.
He likes it?
He likes, like, I don't know. Like, he thought Michael Meyer was a no-brainer, which I think
Wow.
they honestly.
I mean, I think they wanted to get Dalton Kincaid, and they just, someone traded up to the Bills. Were like, you know what? I think that's who the Cowboys are going for. Let's try to snake them. I remember the last time the Broncos did that, they got the lights are turning off in the BCC. We'll be fine. Because it's funny. I actually asked them if it was going to be a problem us staying past 11, since that's where the doors close. But Max told me there was like nothing to worry about. So hopefully he's right.
There we go.
But even then, it's just like whatever. But all right, the Jaguars pick is in. We have 27, 28, 29, 30. We got 5 more picks to go. It's 11-22. And do you think this is where Jacksonville gets Brian Branch?
Yeah, I think this is it.
I'm so happy that I really want to watch the Celtics highlights. I really do.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta give myself credit because normally I'd be watching this game like from start to finish, but I want to cover the NFL, and I'm applying internships related to the NFL. So this is definitely most important.
That's your thing.
Okay, so let's see. I mean, actually, I forgot to mention this. Speaking of the Jaguars, Cam Robinson getting suspended because of PED use. That's a big loss because that's their best offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Listen, DeAndre Hopkins got 6. I think depending how much was injected into his bloodstream and his body, I think that's where they determined the suspension because, I mean, Will Fuller, he got suspended for PED use. He got suspended for the rest of the season. So I think he must have taken a lot of it, before, because here's the thing. Anytime it's right but wrong at the same time. Anytime someone has an outstanding performance, the NFL just says, hey, we need you to get drug tested.
Yeah. I remember DK posted, like, a video of him, like...
Which I get why they do it, but, I mean, it's just, maybe they're just that great.
Yeah. You never know. I mean, it makes sense, though, when people are doing freakish stuff. Like,
Yeah.
there's questioning that goes into that, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
But, man, draft day's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, Texans, I mean, they pretty much have their version of Nick Bosa, Will Anderson. They've got, I don't know who they got as CJ Stroud is their quarterback, but who can you really compare him to?
All right, who do you think? Probably Kyler Murray. I compare him to Kyler Murray.
Maybe.
A little bit less
Because of the
athletic.
maturity?
Yeah, maturity and size and, like, the way they play, like, except for the speed, honestly. But
Yeah.
all right, what was the best pick today?
I think it's the best pick.
Yeah.
I mean, the Panthers getting Bryce Young. That's what they should have done.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think of someone, like, other than him. Devin Witherspoon of the Seahawks is one of them, yeah. I like Christian Gonzalez going to the Patriots. I mean, again, I don't mind Paris Johnson going to the Cardinals. I just don't think like they should have had to trade that much just so they could get him when they could have just gotten him at 3rd overall. But what do I know? Yeah, they're pulling up like the recent draft, like the latest draft picks. I'm actually happy that the Eagles got Jalen Carter because he is in a very good situation. He just has to make sure that he does not screw up.
Yep.
Darnell Wright going to the Bears, I think that's a first-round steal. Oh, here we go. Okay.
They do go with the tackles because of
The suspension. I mean, they do need a left tackle because, or no, they need a right tackle because Jawan Taylor he left for Kansas City. So, yeah, Anton Harrison. Not a bad pick, but, I mean, I think they could have gotten better. Maybe this is where the Bengals get Brian Branch because Jesse Bates and Von Bell are gone.
I think they go Meyer here.
Maybe. No, didn't they already get a tight end, the Bengals?
Did they? Could be right.
Oh, shoot. Let me triple check. I thought they got a tight end, but I could be wrong. I know they got Orlando Brown, so that was their A+ signing. Their tight ends are, Irv Smith. Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe they do get Michael Meyer. Or they just try to trade up in the 2nd round and get him. I don't think they should get him in the 1st round, though. Just knowing that your secondary needs help, like right away, I think that's where you go.
Solid pick for them, though.
Yep.
And the Saints and the Eagles.
Saints, Eagles, Chiefs.
Do the Eagles trade this pick for Derrick Henry?
It's possible, but depending on the package that they're willing to give up. The pick is in for the Bengals. Oh, are they still filming his reaction?
I guess so. No.
Okay, then. So you think Bengals go Michael Meyer here? Meyer?
Yeah.
My gosh. Let's see, I'm going to read this quickly. Thank you.
All right, I think they go Myers here. Saints go with the defensive lineman.
Yeah.
And the Eagles.
Thanks. Honestly, if Bengals either getting tight end or Brian Branch, that's just me. Maybe they go corner here, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Joey Porter Jr. is just going to be an early day 2 pick. The fact that he's fallen this late in the 1st round is just that's pretty much the reality at this point.
I'm surprised Nolan Smith is fine.
Yeah, I was expecting him to, be at least considered. I would have chosen him over Luke Van Ness for the Packers.
Will McDonald, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah, the Will McDonald thing is interesting.
Is the pick in?
Yeah.
All right. I don't think he's at the. Oh no, he's walking up there. Oh my gosh! I hope I don't sneeze when this pick comes in. Miles Murphy. Wow. Did not think they'd go edge here. I mean, they got Hendrickson and Hubbard, but I mean, to be fair, I think Hubbard his contract is expiring, so I like the pick. I think they're thinking long term here, but I don't know. I would have thought they would go secondary.
Yeah, that is tight end. I think the Saints might go tight end though.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. I'd say this was an interesting 1st round though.
Yep, without a doubt. All right, the Saints have 7 minutes left for their pick. Honestly, I don't think they go wide receiver. I think this is where they actually get Brian Branch. Because their defense is aging badly.
Yeah.
Maybe you go. I don't think you go tight end since they just re-signed Jawan Johnson, and I think they feel confident enough in taking a wide receiver. Maybe they go for another. Maybe they go for Osiris Torrance, but I'll say Osiris Torrance or Brian Branch. I don't know if they. I mean, they pretty go. They're also top heavy at corner.
Is it Tyron Matthew?
They do, but I mean he's getting old, and I mean he's still reliable. But I mean everyone on that Saints defense just looked slow, and Michael Myers letting the tears fall down.
Who's like
Oh no, but not Michael Myers, Miles Murphy. I got my names mixed up.
Michael Myers hasn't gone yet.
Yeah.
Oh man. 3 picks left.
What did the Chiefs pull a stutter and just get Michael Mayer?
I mean,
I don't think that they're never going to do that,
it's not
but
a bad. It's not a bad move.
yeah. And we're in commercial break.
Will Levis is gonna fall in the first. Well, you know what someone might do?
What?
A team might come into the first round, take Will Levis to get the 5th-year option.
That's possible.
I can see that.
I don't think Will Levis is going to be in this first round. I think we're at a consensus there. At this point, he's probably going to be a backup. I think that's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
It's safe, I mean, Hendon Hooker, at least you could say that the injury really hurt his stock, but I don't think. I don't know why everyone was so high on Will Levis in the first place. Yeah, he's talented, but so does Malik Willis, and the Titans are not. And he was not ready at all when he came into the league. I mean, Will Greer, he was actually supposed to be a first-round pick. Before he was eligible to be drafted, he was, setting records in West Virginia. Stock completely fell, and he did not last in the NFL at all. So that's the thing. You can't get too high on these quarterbacks. I mean, Will Levis isn't Johnny Manziel, but it's just when you haven't gotten much college production out of him and you're only basing it off of pro days and combines, it's not a good feeling. It's not a good sign for an organization.
Well, here's the thing about draft picks in general. I don't get excited for draft picks anymore. Because,
Yeah.
I say, I get excited if the process was good. So, the Lions taking a running back 12th overall, you can get upset at that because that legitimately makes no sense.
Yep.
There's no way you could justify that. But, I guess, taking Will McDonald, okay, it might have been a reach, but
Again, it might be a scheme
it might
fit.
be a scheme fit, so we could ball out and have 12 sacks for a year. So,
Yeah.
you never know. But,
Yeah, that was my point earlier. You can't get too down on them.
But,
And Eli Manning's in this Corona commercial. Wow. Saints are still on the clock, by the way, and Will Ferrell is now going to be in a dog movie
Love it.
called Strays. Jamie Foxx. Well, I'm actually kind of interested to see who else is in this movie. From the humans who brought you Cocaine Bear and 21 Jump Street. Well, who else is doing it? Aliens? Or pets? Oh, it's an R-rated movie. Okay. So, not what I was thinking. I thought it'd honestly be a funny kids movie, but I guess that's not the case. I guess dogs are going to be cursing a lot, unfortunately.
Saints are still looking for it, man.
Yep. 3 hours and 33 minutes in. I said it was going to be over by 11:30. It might be done by midnight, honestly.
Yeah.
Based on how this process is going.
But, I mean, the first round lasts so long.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Saints are... Oh, now the Saints pick is in. Okay. I hope the Patriots... I don't think the Patriots are going to trade up. Maybe they do. Maybe they make up for it because... Who did they trade down with? Kansas City?
who did?
Last year? I think that's what they did. And the Chiefs ended up getting Trent McDuffie.
Right.
So, and we got Cole Strange. So, maybe we'll make up for it and we'll get, I don't know, maybe Brian Branch. I'm not sure. I don't think they need safeties, though.
I low-key wanted Brian Branch, but I like...
well, there's 125,000 people. I was approximating it when I was saying that it was better to watch it from home. I said 100,000, 125. That was about what I was expecting. It is a lot. I'm sure it is way bigger than, what you expect at a football game. Like, it's so big, but you don't realize how big it is.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Goodell's still not walking out to the podium. Come on.
Some of these reactions to some of these picks are hysterical.
Most of these fans are still here just to see their team actually get the quarterback or get to see who they're going to pick.
Right.
So, I think the Saints are trying to get on the phone with their draft pick.
The performance going on.
Yeah. I mean, the fans have something to enjoy.
Yeah.
Here we go. He is going to the podium. So, we didn't get Salt on this stream. I was actually kind of looking forward to it. Here we go. Brian Brissy.
I figured they'd go defensive tackle.
Wow.
I thought the Giants were honestly going to get him.
Defensive tackle. Hey, I think we're going to get a defensive player. I didn't think that was going to be the one they get. Maybe it's probably a scheme fit.
Yeah.
Like I said. But, damn. So, maybe this is where the Eagles... I know, I'm really high on Brian Branch, but Eagles do need safeties.
Oh, if they get Brian Branch, he's so upset.
Imagine getting Jalen Carter and Brian Branch
They
in the
literally
same
win the
round.
draft. Like, well, I mean, at least.
Oh, and the pit. By the way, the Steelers actually have the first pick in the second round, so maybe this is where they end up getting Porter Jr., but I think we'll find out tomorrow night. Let's see. We got 2 more picks to go. Thanks everyone so much for those that are tuning into the stream. It's been a very fun draft night. I mean, this is the first time we've ever done this, so I think it's safe to say it was a success, and I think if this keeps continuing, it will definitely be even better. So, kudos to everyone that tuned in and helped out. Eagles are still on the clock, and my gosh, this is honestly, I don't really think this pick is. I don't think any pick you make is a raw pick. I don't think that's the case.
No, at this point in the draft, you just I feel like.
Especially if it's like a really late first round pick. That's pretty much it's not second round, but I mean it's at the same time you're not gonna get so mad at them unless you take a quarterback or a position you really don't need to fill. So.
True. Then it's just Kansas City after that.
Yeah.
The
Saints
Steelers have the Bears.
Look at this. The Saints just are keeping it classy, just keeping it professional.
Love it.
Yeah. It doesn't look like some of them are that excited, though. Maybe that's just me. Maybe they're just happy that they got this over with.
Mm.
I don't think they should have... Remember when last year they traded those picks away to the Philly? I don't think they really should have done that.
No, because then they got Jalen Carter, man.
Yeah, the Eagles were going to be great, and the Saints, I mean, I thought they would be okay, but I didn't think, they were going to play this bad. And it wasn't completely terrible, but it was just not good enough. Eagles are still on the clock. Do you think they get I don't think they'll get Nolan Smith. I don't think they need Joey Porter Jr., although it is a bit of an upgrade. I don't think you need Keon White. I don't think you need a tight end. I think you go Branch. I can't believe... I feel so bad for Will Levis, though.
No, you gotta feel bad for him.
I mean, he put on... he looks nice in that suit. He's with his family. And he's just...
Hey, at least he's gonna get drafted,
Yeah, eventually, but how long is it going to take?
Oh, I know. Yeah. It definitely is rough. That is rough. But.
Miles Murphy is... Oh, no, he already got picked. They were just showing it earlier. I thought they were, the best available, but I guess that's not what they're doing at the actual venue. So, I think Tyree Wilson going to the Raiders. I mean, we were talking about who are the best picks. I think it's not the best one, but I think it's a pretty underrated draft pick.
Yeah.
Just considering you need young edge rushers, and you were dead last in sacks last
They just
season,
need so
so
much help on defense, honestly.
they do. That's why I thought they were gonna go secondary, but I guess they'll wait until later in the draft, and if they, I don't know, maybe there's someone late in the third or fourth or fifth that will come, but then again, the picks that the secondary picks that they made in the first round were Gary Conley and Jonathan Abram.
Yeah.
So that was they did not do well at all with those teams. So Eagles are still on the clock.
Maybe they are trading it for Derrick Henry, man.
Maybe.
You never know. That'd be something. I don't know how I'd react to that. I'd be kind of upset.
Yeah.
I'd rather than get Brian Branch I'd rather than get Brian Branch and Derrick Henry because that'd be brutal. They had Derrick Henry and Jalen Carter in one draft.
You think this is where Titans get Levis if that was actually to be the case?
What's up?
I don't think the Eagles are going to be desperate to give up a first round pick. Derrick Henry is. He's not like completely falling off, but I think it's a little bit injuries, and I think the wheels are starting to come off just a little bit. I think if it continues like this, it might be a decline in the next 2 years or so. I don't think that's going to be the case, but, I mean, he's a power back, and he's been the face of that team. You put way too much pressure on your body.
Yeah.
It's a lot of physical impact, so.
Yep. Hopefully they don't get someone good.
So, clock is still running. Why is everyone standing up like they're about to do picture day? Like, everyone in the back is just standing the exact same way. Oh, okay, they're calling their guy. They're calling their pick. I think the pick is in.
Yep.
So, need ESPN to confirm it.
Let me just see what I think. I don't know.
I think they're really... If they're clapping like that, it's got to be a high-quality player. All right. ESPN is announcing. The pick is in. All you got to do is see Roger Goodell walk up to the podium, see who the Chiefs pick, and then we can go home. And I think they're taking one last commercial. Are they taking one last commercial break? I hope not. Oh, they're going through Jalen Carter because that was the first pick they took. And
So upset about that.
I know if he ends up becoming like a beast, then that's gonna be. It's probably gonna be one of the. It's gonna be one of the gutsiest decisions in the draft. Maybe not so much in history, even though the reckless driving charges were really serious, but I don't know.
I know who they're gonna pick. I don't actually know, but like I looked who was left, and I think I know who they're gonna pick.
Okay.
This is so Eagles. Yeah, they're gonna definitely pick Nolan Smith. There's no way.
I mean, they got Nakobe Dean in the third round. Do you really think they're gonna go with another linebacker?
Well, he's more of like an edge rusher, I thought.
I mean, maybe. I think you're right. I mean, they did lose Javon Hargrave,
Oh, that'd be so annoying because he's so good too.
so they
pretty
do
good.
need extra edge rushers in that case. I just realized the 49ers don't even have a first-round pick.
Yeah.
Dolphins don't have one. I'm trying to think if anybody. Rams, they definitely do not have one. And I'm sure there are more, but
The Browns.
yeah. Well, yeah, the Browns don't have a first-round pick. That's crazy. Okay, walk up to the plate, Mr. Commissioner.
Let's see, where is he? There he is.
Oh, we got Mama Kelsey.
That's awesome.
Oh, she's gonna be loved here no matter what. Even though, how much do you want to bet she's gonna like go into the changing room and put on a red shirt just to support the? Dude, perfect.
Interesting. The Eagles fans?
I mean, I remember just watching that Kelsey Bowl, and I remember seeing the clips after of them hugging their mom. That was really heartwarming.
Yeah.
I mean, she knew exactly how to approach them, and Jason was in no way depressed. He was so happy. He was really more happy for her and Travis than he was sad about them losing.
Right.
Because it was a very tough game. I mean, very good game.
Great game.
It was a great game, and the defense gave up a last-second field goal. Wait, what? Okay. What's going to the Chiefs? What is going to the Chiefs? I guess we didn't hear it enough,
I
but
don't know.
we'll find out. They got Nolan Smith.
What did I say?
You were right.
That's annoying, man.
Oh man. Look at his suit. Oh my gosh. Is he drinking champagne? Look at this. Yeah, Eagles defense is going to be loaded with young talent. Like, listen, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, James Bradbury, Darius Slade, they were great additions, but trust me, I think they'll be in good hands in the next few years or so.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I remember we were calling Howie Roseman to be fired just for a lot of the stupid decisions he was making, but you'll make mistakes, and he's had way more hits.
Something clicked with him.
I
don't
know.
what it was. Something just clicked.
Exactly. He never even played football, and he's still, like, I know everybody that, is in the NFL, or is an NFL executive. Not all of them played the game, but Howie Roseman is one of those rare executives that never really played football and went to business school and just learned it from the ground up, and now he's like one of the best GMs in football.
Probably the best.
Yeah, one of the best. Wow. So, the Celtics scored 128 points. They made 18 threes. They shot 50% from the field. Wow. That's insane. So, yeah, Nolan Smith is an edge rusher. You were right about that.
Yeah. Interesting.
Oh, my God. I'm looking at this quote from Jason Tatum. He said, "I want to say an apology to the legend Janet Jackson. We were supposed to close it out on Boston. She had to postpone her show, but we got it done today."
Oh my goodness.
What? Yeah, look at that. Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Jordan Davis, and Nakobe Dean. All of them Georgia players. The Philadelphia Bulldog Eagles. All right, the Chiefs are on the clock. Thanks for staying through the entire stream, TJ.
Of course, man. Love the NFL draft.
Yeah, this is so much fun.
It's fun.
And we're almost approaching on 4 hours. So, I mean, this is definitely the longest I've ever been in this booth.
Yeah.
And I have to be back here again tomorrow morning. So this is definitely been one of the most active days I've ever had as a sports director. So I'm really happy that
I love the grind,
I'm
man.
happy that I was able to organize this. This was just a dream come true. Well, not a dream come true, but it was really worth it. So now they're bringing the Super Bowl trophies.
And gloves.
Yeah, they're breaking up their losses. They lost Frank Clark, Orlando Brown, and Juju. And,
Yeah, I feel
wait, were they really 14-3?
Yeah.
I knew they had the best record in the AFC. I just didn't think it was that high. But
no, they were good, man.
Yeah.
I think they lost the Colts.
the Colts,
I don't even know. It's hard to know who the Chiefs
I'm
are.
trying to remember. They lost to Cincinnati, and they lost to Buffalo.
Right, they did. Right, I remember that game. Interesting.
Yep. All right, Kansas City is still on the clock, and there's 2 minutes and 40 seconds left.
Yeah, the Eagles are just.
I mean, maybe this will be their version of. I honestly thought that maybe this will be their version of, getting George Karlaftis last year. Maybe they go corner
Right.
or safety. I would not reach for Jalen Hyatt. at least in the first round. I think is that the only other wide receiver that's available, at least that high?
Who?
Jalen Hyatt from
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Or there's also what's his name? Josh Downs. I like him.
Yeah.
If the Giants could somehow nab him, I'd be happy.
Hey, you got Deontay Banks.
I
mean,
know.
your secondary will be better.
Yeah, we needed the secondary help. I don't know. Missing all those receivers, those things go. Like being just there, you know.
I'm surprised that the Chiefs are still taking this long.
This might be. You know who this might be? This might be Josh Downs or Jalen Hyatt. No, you know who's gonna be? This is gonna be Jalen Hyatt.
Okay. Jalen Hyatt. I honestly think either corner or second safety, but and then again, they took Brian Cook and they took Karlaftis, they took Trent McDuffie, so maybe they don't focus on defense as much in the first round. Maybe you're right, maybe they will pick Hyatt. I think whoever the Chiefs will pick, they're not going to care because they got Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and Travis Kelce. All right, they're on their phone. I think the pick is in because look how casual Andy Reid looks, by the way. He looks like he just came back from golf and he's just ready to get to work. Yeah, their pick is in.
There's a video on Twitter of Wink Martindale just so hyped when they got
Deontay Banks. I think that was who he was really advocating for.
honestly,
it had to be.
If Wink wants him, I'm on board because I love Wink.
Yep.
But last pick of the first.
Last pick of the
I
first.
guess it's Jalen Hyatt. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's the Kelsey's father, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's Mama Kelsey, changing and putting on a red shirt. I'm glad that jersey is in the Hall of Fame, by the way. The one that she wore to the Super Bowl. I am happy that is in the Hall of Fame. Because that whole week was just really fun and entertaining.
Exactly.
Let's see. Okay, fans are still cheering. I mean, I know the TV is muted, but you think that, I don't know. You think, I'm trying to think of how I should say this. You think the fans are just, getting as loud as they ever did at the draft? Maybe, again, that's probably the biggest reason why they just stayed through the entire thing, just to see who they were going to get.
Imagine being the last pick of the first round and we were just like that.
We did all of that. They probably got in, super later than everyone because they knew. Or unless, you're the GM and you really want to try to trade up, I think, in that regard. So maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know how, teams handle being the last pick.
Yeah. It's tough.
Or, late in the first round. I would imagine you stay through the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, hurry up. Yeah, the fans are loyal. They are great. They pack out, and they are nothing but, they're actually not that, they're not as toxic as Eagles fans. They can get annoying, but they're not, they're not flipping cars after they lose a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Goodell's taking his time, man.
Yeah. This is just, are they really just going to keep showing aerial views of the stadium?
Oh, dang it, I did it again. I saw who.
I did too, but we'll
You
let the
saw it?
audience see. We'll let the audience
Well,
figure
yeah,
it
yeah.
out. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And let's not spoil it. Let's not spoil it.
Yeah.
I want Roger Goodell to come to the podium though. I just want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
These Chiefs fans are just happy to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, again, they don't care. They just know they're in good hands. What is happening? Okay. Oh, it's Clark Hunt, the owner of the Kansas City Chiefs. Is he announcing the pick? Oh, they do have 3 Super Bowls. Keep matriculating the ball down the field. 60 toss power trap. Oh, wow, he's getting right to it. Okay, that's a reach right there. And they don't care. They really don't care. Felix Anudike Uzama.
Where did you have him in your mock draft?
Nowhere. At least not that late. Oh, my goodness. Well, that concludes the first round of this draft. And the first round is done. And tomorrow will be round 2. We're not going to be streaming that. But it was just an incredible night. Thank you all so much for those that have tuned in and supported us. I mean, credit to Sean, credit to TJ. I mean, this was definitely the first time we've ever done something like this, and hopefully we'll be able to continue it. And it's been a really fun night. It was a really surprising and entertaining draft. It did not disappoint. Surprising trades. What the heck draft picks. Ones that were expected and ones that were definitely, suitable. So I think that we could call this a night. It has definitely been an honor sharing this stream with you guys. And for those of you that are still awake, God bless you. Have a great night, everyone.